Alrighty, welcome back everybody to our latest coverage. Obviously we took a little break there. Unfortunately, I kind of missed some of the peak of the event. Obviously we had multiple tornadoes on the ground here over the last several minutes, and unfortunately we have a big tornado outbreak happening, and it's not getting any better. We have several tornadoes that have been on the ground over the last 30 minutes or so, and it is not looking like it's going to end anytime soon. We have many storms that are rotating. I think every single storm in this area in Tennessee and as well as Alabama is rotating at this point. We even have a tornado watch that was just issued recently that will go all the way up until 4 a.m. Due to the potential here for several tornadoes that are going to continue for the next several hours. We are again essentially looking at a major tornado outbreak that is currently happening across multiple states. And so with that all said, we are going to kind of jump into every storm that we have right now. We got multiple tornado warnings, many storms are rotating, and many tornadoes have been on the ground over the last 30 minutes. So beginning with the cluster of storms that's west of Huntsville area, we did have a confirmed tornado here not too long ago, just west of Athens, and that tornado would be right here in Athens, Alabama. That is eventually going to be moving towards Huntsville. This was a bit more definitive earlier. It looks like it may have lifted. There was a more the debris signature was a bit more intense before. We don't really have that anymore, but there was a debris signature initially with this storm. It looked like a pretty strong tornado, and then it kind of lifted, it looks like, but it could still be on the ground, so just make sure you're staying in your safe place if you are in Athens, Alabama. The storm that's back over near Flintville and Fayetteville is also looking pretty concerning. Not a debris signature yet, but this storm is probably about to drop here in southern parts of Tennessee. Looks like that rotation has been intensifying for several minutes now. Again, no debris signature yet, but I would not be surprised if we do get one in the next few minutes as that moves towards Flintville and eventually going towards Huntland in southern Tennessee. And then further up to the north, we do have a couple more storms that are rotating, but these have not been as concerning near the Tullahoma area and back near Dunlap. Those two storms have been less when it comes to rotation. Overall broader signatures here on radar that are continuing to move to the east right now. And then further over to the south and west, or south and east, we even have a tornado warning in Georgia now. That is near Lafayette, but this rotation as well has been on the broader side of things, so not nearly as concerning. It was a much stronger area of rotation initially once it crossed from the Alabama into the Georgia area, and then it kind of broadened out as it's moved across parts of northwest Georgia, moving towards the Lafayette area. So if you're on that pink polygon, continue to stay in your safe place just in case, but luckily for the time being, that rotation has weakened out a little bit. Now, there is a storm also north of High Top, which has been a little bit more concerning. It's a storm that, once again, is not tornado warned right now, but there have been a lot of storms that have not been tornado warned that have even gotten close to producing tornadoes or have produced tornadoes, and this is one of them that could be a concern as that continues to track to the northeast over the next several minutes, going towards Sherwood and as well as the south Pittsburgh area in Tennessee. So we're gonna have to watch that very closely. It is an intensifying supercell that is going to eventually move towards Interstate 24. And then back near Scottsboro, we do have some storms there that are producing some hail and wind, but again, nothing super concerning right now for the tornado risk. But I would not be surprised if we get a low precip tornado back over here near Scottsboro as that continues to move to the northeast. And I know there's a lot of stuff happening, but I mean, like literally all of these storms right now, I'm not kidding, almost every single one of them is rotating to some extent. Some of them are not tornado warned, but there are a lot of these that are rotating. Now, to go along with all of this, we even have flash flood emergencies back up in northern parts of Tennessee. There is significant running water across this area. It is a catastrophic situation near Hendersonville, the Gallatin area, and even back over closer to Fairfield and Portland in Tennessee. Those areas are getting hammered with rain still, and it's not going to end anytime soon. If you see over the last about 20-30 minutes, rain is just training in this direction right now. So that flooding that's happening there right now is about to get even worse because all that rain is just essentially lining up in a train from western Kentucky back into northern parts of Tennessee, and I am fully expecting a significant flooding threat to continue overnight tonight. You need to be making sure that you're getting to higher ground if you are in those flash flood emergencies, as there is a high likelihood that there will be some really significant running water and potentially even the threat for some significant flooding across that entire area there north of the Nashville area. And this area is very prone, obviously, to flash flood emergencies. We've had a ton over the last few years, and another train of rain is just going to continue to pummel that area. Also, further to the east, we do have a tornado warning that is going to be expiring shortly near the Fairfield Glade area. We also have a tornado warning back over in Texas, and this is the next area to watch for. We are going to begin to have storms ramping up here across the Oklahoma and Texas border, this entire area here, and I am fully expecting more tornadic storms to develop here as we continue to go throughout the rest of this evening and into the overnight hours. And I would not be surprised if we got some of those storms even here in Arkansas as we go further into the next few hours. And we also even have some rotation now in Oklahoma near the Pensacola area. So once again, there are multiple storms that are rotating right now. This one also rotating, even though it's not warned right now. It might get warned at some point as that continues to track towards the Oklahoma and Arkansas border. And then we also have a storm in near Mountain Home. We have storms back over near like Frederickstown and southeast Missouri that aren't nearly as concerning. And we also have storms lining up more in a linear line of storms back over in parts of Indiana and as well as Illinois, where the potential for some significant damaging winds will be possible. There was a storm that was producing damaging winds as high as 90 miles per hour not too long ago, and that is going to be a concern as these storms do continue to ramp up and as they continue to evolve as they move east and southeast across much of Indiana, Illinois, Kentucky, and as well as even back through parts of Tennessee, because this threat again is just so far from over. And unfortunately, we are looking at some really significant situations right now across the board here in both Alabama and Tennessee. And unfortunately, this tornado risk is really about to ramp up in Alabama now. It was really going in Tennessee and Kentucky, and now it's starting to transition to like southeastern parts of southeastern parts of basically Tennessee, and now it's moving into Alabama and even parts of northwest Georgia. So unfortunately, this threat is really beginning to ramp up once again. Looks like we do have some strengthening rotation right now that's going to be moving in the direction of Athens. So just heads up there, this is again currently moving to the northeast. That could drop a tornado at any time as that continues to move into the area of Athens. Strengthening rotation continues again near the Park City area. Looks like we now do have a tornado on the ground. So that's a tornado on the ground going towards Park City. Not confirmed, but that is definitely a tornado moving right now towards Park City and Flintwood.
This is an urgent alert. A tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
So there's your debris signature. We now have a tornado in progress that's going to be going towards Park City. If you're in Park City, Tennessee, you need to make sure that you're getting to your storm shelter, your basement, your closet, your bathroom, away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. That tornado right now is growing in size as it continues to track to the east, as it continues to track east, not north, east, going towards Park City, Flintville, and Huntland. Again, that is the area that is currently in jeopardy with this tornado. It is more than likely going to be a stronger tornado as that moves to the east. Again, that's going towards Park City. This is now officially confirmed by the National Weather Service, but that right there is your tornado. So you need to make sure you're seeking shelter right now in interior room of your home or building and away from windows. If you are currently in this tornado warning, this will be approaching Park City over the next several minutes and going towards Flintville, and also Kelso and just south of Fayetteville are going to be in the track of this. This will eventually be going towards Huntland as well. So again, if you're in this warning, you need to make sure that you're seeking shelter. We also have another warning that was issued in Tennessee. That is going to be the one that's south of the McMinnville area. This is a storm that is still rotating. We have a hook echo on this one. Tornado would be located right in that black circle there. We got a strengthening area of circulation there that is moving east right now. And so if you are in that tornado warning, you also need to make sure that you're seeking shelter away from windows and on the lowest floor possible, as that storm could drop a tornado at any time as that continues to move to the east. But more concerningly right now, we do have a confirmed tornado that's over Yukon moving towards Park City in southern Tennessee. Again, if you're in this warning, you need to make sure that you're seeking shelter. That's going towards Flintville, the Fayetteville area, and Huntland. It's getting really, really dangerous out here across many of these areas. So again, if you're in any of these warnings, you need to make sure that you are staying away from windows at the bare minimum, any of the severe thunderstorm warnings or any of the tornado warnings, because we are just, again, so far away from being done with this event. Unfortunately, it looks like we are going to be seeing some very significant tornadoes here over the next several hours, where strong tornadoes are going to be a possibility, just like this one that's west of Park City. And unfortunately, this tornado right now is growing in size. The debris signature has just grown a bit further over the latest scan. That is, again, moving towards Park City, Tennessee. It is moving eastbound, so Camargo right now about to get hit by that tornado. It looks like a lot of force in this area or a lot of rural areas, but this is again a tornado that is in progress approaching Camargo, Tennessee, and moving towards the Park City Heights area. So once again, if you are in this warning, you need to seek shelter. Got to run to your safe place. This is definitely a strengthening tornado that is moving towards the Park City area. It is also likely a rain-wrapped tornado, which makes this even that much worse. And then the Athens storm, that rotation's a bit broader on the latest scan, but I would still stay in your safe place. We got we had 4 tornado warnings. Now we're down to 1 for that storm near Athens. And guess what? The warning counter just dropped by 6. We're actually down to 4 tornado warnings after that time just passed. We're now back down to 4 tornado warnings, and we're also back down to 19 severe thunderstorm warnings. So some improvement in terms of the warning count, but it doesn't really matter how many warnings there are. I think that we're gonna have a lot of tornadoes here over the next few hours. It looks like, by the way, this initial tornado just occluded west of Park City. We still have a debris signature, but I think a new tornado is developing just out in front of it. So we have a second tornado developing on this storm now near Park City, Tennessee, which is, again, going to be moving towards the Flintville area. So if you are in Flintville, again, you need to make sure that you are seeking shelter, because it looks like the first tornado just occluded, and we have a new one that's about to develop near Park City. Yeah, that tornado right there, that's your debris signature northwest. That one occluded. So the first one occluded. The second one is now strengthening and trying to drop now. So we have a second tornado on the same storm that is trying to develop, and that's going to be moving towards Flintville and Huntland over the next several minutes. So that right there is your signature that we're looking at, and then that one right there just occluded. And that one looks like it's about to drop. That's going to be near Park City. Again, moving towards Flintville, Tennessee, and eventually going towards Elora and Huntland over the next several minutes. And there's another warning on this storm now.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Yeah, we have a train of discrete supercells right now in Tennessee and even further down to the south in Alabama. And this is another one that unfortunately is probably going to produce. This is near Ardmore, going towards Hazel Green and New Market, just northwest of Huntsville. That rotation right there is beginning to intensify. That's probably going to drop a tornado too as it moves east. So if you are in this pink polygon, you need to seek shelter immediately, away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. Unfortunately, this storm is probably about to produce 2. And the one near Athens might be still trying to drop something down here. Can't tell if we have a CC drop here yet or not. I believe there's another tornado on the ground on the south side of Athens. Even if it isn't, you should be in your safe place.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
All right, we got another tornado warning. This is the storm we were talking about before. That is Discreet. This one's probably going to produce. We got a low precip area right here near 117. Going to be going towards South Pittsburgh in Tennessee. Probably another tornado about to drop on this storm now. So if you're in this tornado warning, you need to seek shelter away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. I'm not going to try to repeat myself too much with the seek shelter, the whole spiel, because my voice is probably going to go if I do that. So we're not going to do that. But again, obviously make sure you're seeking shelter if you're in any of these pink polygons, because we have 4 different discrete supercells right now. All 4 of these are rotating. We got one here, we got one here, we got one here, and we got one here. And we even have one way up at the top right of your screen. I mean, there's 5 different storms within probably about a 60-mile radius right now. Not even 50-mile radius that are all trying to produce tornadoes right now. That is how insane the situation is here in Alabama and Tennessee. It's getting bad. This is just, it's getting bad. All right, let's go back to the Athens one again. I don't see a debris signature yet on the Athens one. All right, here's the latest radar scan, just came through. Again, that Park City tornado is probably about to drop. So if you're in Park City, you need to be in your safe place. Same thing with Flintville, and also the same thing with Elora and Huntland. We have a bunch of areas in the track of this in southern Tennessee where there is a tornado trying to drop right now on the south side of Park City. Again, that right there would be where we're watching for that tornado, and it's now officially confirmed. So we have a confirmed tornado now near Park City.
This is an urgent alert. A tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
A couple different areas. We have a debris area here near Yukon, west of Park City. That's from the occluded tornado. And then the one that's down here to the south, just south of Park City, is a tornado that is dropping. That right there, I believe, is the debris signature to the new tornado. That is a large debris signature right now that is moving eastbound here in Tennessee. That is a potentially larger tornado. If that is all lining up, that would be a larger tornado. If that is, I'm not sure yet. We don't have a lined up area yet, but this would be likely dropping right now. And that's, again, going to be moving towards Flintville. But the one back over near Yukon is the one that, again, was on the ground and has occluded. You can still see that debris signature because of the basically all that debris that's still in the atmosphere that's trying to come down. So that's what we have there right now, moving eastbound. And then this storm is still a concern right over here, west of Bridgeport. By the way, in Chattanooga, we have a ton of lightning. We just got a new warning there for damaging winds and hail. We do have a live cam in Chattanooga. I'm not sure if we're going to see anything on Radar Omega, but a lot of lightning on that storm, mostly a wind and hail threat. Nonetheless, this tornado warning right now that's west of Bridgeport is the one that is really one of the more concerning ones long term. It is very discreet, and it is probably going to drop a tornado as it goes into the far northeastern side here of Alabama and eventually into Tennessee. This is a very dangerous storm for many reasons, and I've already kind of been over it, but it's again a discrete supercell, and it has nothing really in front of it to stop it. Like literally, there's nothing right now in this area within like a 25-mile radius that's going to stop this storm from producing a tornado. So this storm right now that is in southern Tennessee and northeast Alabama has a high likelihood of producing a tornado as it continues to move eastbound and east-northeast, eventually going towards a very small sliver of the northwestern part of Georgia, just to the southwest of Chattanooga. And in addition to that, it also has a potential to produce something even possibly southern Tennessee. And then same thing with this storm near Altamont. That one still has a very definitive hook echo, and that one is still trying to drop a tornado. So we're going to have to watch that storm very closely. All right, we do have 2 confirmed tornadoes on the ground. The one near Athens is still confirmed. They might issue a new... They're probably going to have to issue a new warning on that. That's still discreet. And then the one that's back over near Ardmore, going towards Hazel Green, that one's also still trying to drop. We have a strong area of circulation there. And then once again, the one near Park City, that one's still on the ground. It's been observed by Storm Chaser in the area. And again, more than likely, we do have a tornado on the ground here, which will be approaching the Howell Hill area. So if you're in this warning in southern Tennessee, you need to seek shelter and away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. By the way, the Storm Prediction Center just issued a new moderate risk for tornadoes. That's this right here. They have actually just gone ahead and issued a 15% moderate risk in the outlook that just came out 5 minutes ago for southeastern Tennessee, and as well as northern Alabama, and even a small sliver of northwestern parts of
A new
Georgia.
tornado warning has been
You
issued.
don't see that very often, especially this late at night.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Okay, we have 2 new tornado warnings. Again, one near Huntsville. Huntsville is a very populated area, so if you know any friends or family there, make sure that they are doing okay and getting to their safe place, away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. This storm's been rotating for quite a while. The one near Hollywood is also beginning to intensify. This will also probably produce a tornado, since there's really not much stopping it, unless this little bit of convection to the south kind of feeds into it. That might weaken it for a little bit if we get a strong storm merger there, but that is a new storm that is trying to produce a tornado, and that one right now is moving east-northeast. So again, if you are any of these pink polygons, you need to seek shelter away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. Let me see here. Okay, so okay, let's go back to this storm near Park City in Tennessee. And right there is where we're looking for the potential for a tornado. And I'm still not seeing a clear to pre-signature on this, but this is the one that's been observed here. So again, if you are in this warning, you need to, again, seek shelter. We may have a tornado with that. That rotation has been trying to intensify for several minutes now. We initially had a tornado with that, and it could drop another one as that eventually moves towards Flintsville and Huntland. And then also the other storm near Ardmore is still trying to produce a tornado as that moves east towards Hazel Green. That one is probably going to produce. The one that's west of Huntsville is a bit broader right now, but again, it's relatively discreet. There's not really much stopping it as that continues to move eastbound. And then also the other storm near Scottsboro, that's the one that we are just now watching. That one's going to be moving east-northeast. Again, that rotation right now is not super strong, but it is something that could intensify as it does continue to move to the east-northeast over the next several minutes. The storm that is back near Highway 117, the good news for this one so far is that that rotation has remained on the broader side of things, but it is still very discreet, meaning that this could definitely drop a tornado as that continues to move east-northeast. And then also the other storm near Tracy City has been rotating for a little while now. That one's still trying to produce a tornado, but we have a clear hook on that one. We have a very strong inflow notch. I would say that that storm still has a good chance at producing a tornado as long as it can stay kind of away from that other convection. Anything that remains relatively discreet is going to have an elevated chance at a tornado. The one that's near Flintville right now, that one is still strengthening. If we do get a tornado here, it is probably going to be on the strong side of things, just for reference. It's not going to be a weak tornado, more than likely, just in this sort of environment. So just keep that in mind. This is a relatively significant storm here if it does develop. Those velocities are relatively strong right now. And again, those are currently moving into Flintville, Tennessee right now. So if you are in this tornado warning, you need to seek shelter away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. It looks like the other storm, by the way, in northwest Georgia, that warning that one was canceled. We still have multiple storms out here that are rotating. And again, if you're just tuning in, we got flash flood emergencies north of Nashville. There's been some serious water flow up there, and we still have a tornado warning in northeast Texas. We're not going to talk much about this one, but if you are in that pink polygon, you need to seek shelter near Clarksville. We have had some rotation near Sulphur Springs. We are watching that closely because that is a very populated area in nature that is in that warning. So we're gonna be watching that very closely with a bird's eye view in case it does try to produce something. And again, we got multiple storms out here that are trying to produce tornadoes. If you're just tuning in, we got basically 7 different tornado warnings all in the same area. We also have another storm that's near Valley Head that's just developed. This one's probably going to try to produce a tornado down the road as well. All right, so that one's moving northeast. And this one right now is going to be moving towards western and northwestern Georgia. Going to be going towards Lafayette, south of Trenton. And that's going to probably try to produce a tornado as well. That's a newly developing storm there. We have another one near Treon and Somerville that's also going to try to produce as that moves to the northeast. And then we're also watching the one near Huntsville. Again, we have multiple storms that are rotating. And the one near Flintville still seems to be the most concerning. This one's wrapping right now. So that is your hook. And that is your rotation, and that's a stronger couplet right now near Howell Hill, approaching Flintville in southern Tennessee. So if you're on this pink polygon, again, you need to seek shelter. That is a pretty definitive hook echo on radar right now that I'm looking at on that storm. And just to zoom out a little bit here, again, we got multiple tornado warnings. The good news right now is that most of the tornado warning activities ended for most of northern and eastern Tennessee. The bad news, we have a lot of rain, and it's going to be a train of rain that is going to lead to significant flooding events across northern Tennessee and even perhaps southern Kentucky over the next few hours, which is probably not going to end, by the way, anytime soon. All right, let's go to this. We have another severe thunderstorm warning now just north of Chattanooga as well. So that has been issued. Let's go ahead and pull up the velocities again. We're just going to kind of keep going by storm here. The one most concerning is near Flintville. We do have one near Huntsville that, again, we do have a... Let's see. This might be a debris signature. Let's zoom in on this. Nope. All right, so that's not a debris signature, but that would be where a rotation is located right now, west of Huntsville, Alabama. If you are in Huntsville, you need to be staying vigilant and staying weather aware. And again, this is a very dangerous storm. If it does drop a tornado, it could be relatively dangerous as that continues to move east over the next several minutes.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
And we also have an update. This tornado warning still radar indicated right now, moving eastbound. We do, I believe, have a new warning in possibly Texas, maybe not. We have a new warning somewhere. Where is this new warning? Where in the world is it? Oh, it's back up in Missouri. Okay, so we have a new tornado warning in Missouri. That's near the Fredericktown storm. This is basically a QLCS. So Fredericktown is now included in this warning back over in southeast Missouri. So if you're in this tornado warning, again, you need to seek shelter. That is moving east right now, producing the threat for a tornado. So please seek shelter if you're in this warning. This is another dangerous storm that is going to try to produce a tornado now in southeast Missouri. All right, let's go back to Alabama again. The tornado warning in Texas, by the way, does expire in a minute. Doesn't look like they're going to issue a new tornado warning on that. So just an FYI if you're back over that direction. Okay, this is not good. This storm near Flintville still has very strong velocities, and what that basically means is that we have very strong, wind shear and very strong winds aloft. This is almost imminently going to produce a tornado. All right, this storm again is not far from producing a tornado right now. That's going towards Flintville. It's going to be going towards Huntland as well. You need to seek shelter if you're in this warning. This is a very dangerous storm. If it does drop a tornado, again, it could be on the stronger side of things, and very strong inflow as well, which means that we have a lot, again, of just spin with this storm. This storm is in a very favorable environment. So if you're in Flintville or Huntland, you need to make sure that you are seeking shelter away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. And once again, we are still watching for the potential for a tornado near Huntsville, Alabama. Where we're looking for that potential would be probably right in here in this hook. We don't have a debris signature, which is good news right now, but that would be the next storm to watch for the potential for a tornado as that continues to move eastbound. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning in northwest Georgia as well. That's just west of Dalton. But this storm right now, again, just west of Huntsville, more concerning. It could produce a tornado as that continues to move east. The one near Flintsville, probably the most concerning in southern Tennessee. And then we also have a storm trying to rotate back near Valley Head. That's another discrete cell. The storms that are kind of in northwest Georgia, they're going to struggle a little bit here, but they're going to probably get going in about 30 minutes once they get a little bit more discrete. But if you just look in the motion of all these storms right now, they are just continually firing up right now, right across the Alabama and as well as Tennessee border. We also have another flash flood warning for McMillanville. So again, the flooding threat is starting to ramp up as well. Yeah, all right. So, and the storm that's near Capshaw, west of Huntsville, that one's still concerning. We do have rotation there. And the one that's right now close to Flintville is still concerning. And then also back south, or actually north of Tracy City, that one is still rotating. This one, though, near Flintville, really getting concerning here. Again, we got a very strong inflow here. We got a hook echo. And again, that would be where we're looking for the potential for a tornado. No debris signature yet, but it's only probably minutes away from closing. It really has probably a short, span here, and where if it wants to close, it would have to close here soon to produce that threat for a tornado. That's going to go towards Flintville, Tennessee, and eventually going towards Huntland. So again, if you're in this pink polygon, you've got to seek shelter immediately. This is probably the most dangerous storm that we have on this on the entire area of storms that we have right now. This is probably the most dangerous one. The other four right now don't look super bad. This one really just looks the worst. After 26 minutes of nonstop talking, I need to take a sip of my soda. Also, we do have a tornado warning for Missouri. That's near Fredericktown in Ironton. Here's the latest velocity scan. It's still not strong, but the velocities are strong. Just the tightening on radar is not strong. So we at least have damaging winds here. This is still a radar. This is still a confirmed tornado. So we still have a tornado on the ground, according to the National Weather Service here, as this is going to continue to move eastbound towards Flintville.
This is an urgent alert. A tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
We have a new tornado warning also in Texas.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
All right, new tornado warning now near Sulphur Springs, Texas. This is going to be near Sulphur Springs. Again, if you're in this pink polygon, you're going to need to seek shelter immediately, away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. Once again, this is a tornado warning if you are in Sulphur Springs, Texas. So again, if you're in this tornado warning, you need to seek shelter. The rotation's going to be hard to find on this radar, but it's going to be just northwest of Emory, going towards Como, just south of Sulphur Springs. We have a train of storms developing here too, but these should be mostly hail. There will be a low tornado risk. And Dallas, by the way, Plano are probably going to be clearing out here over the next hour. So if you're a local viewer from that area, just a heads up. All right, let's go back to the storm that is confirmed right now. Again, we got a confirmed tornado heading towards Flintville. So again, if you're in this tornado warning, you need to seek shelter. This is a confirmed tornado according to the National Weather Service. It is heading towards Flintville, and it's also going to be heading in the direction of Neal and Shady Grove. So if you are in this pink polygon, you again need to seek shelter. This is a dangerous storm that is going to be potentially life-threatening if it does drop a tornado, and again, it's been confirmed. But if this is still on the ground, it's going to be life-threatening. It is a very strong area of velocities. Even if we don't have a tornado on the ground, it is still a dangerous storm. We have not had a CC drop on this in quite a while, which is a good sign, because at least the radar is basically telling us that, you know, debris isn't being lifted up into the atmosphere. The bad news right now is that, you know, with how strong those velocities are, this definitely has a chance at producing something again, and that would be moving towards the Sycamore Swamp in southern Tennessee and eventually going towards Huntland. And the hazel green rotation, at least for the time being, is at least a little bit weaker. But unfortunately, this is still a confirmed tornado as of 13 minutes ago. I'm not sure if we still have that on the ground. That was 13 minutes ago or so. I'm not seeing really much there. If there is or was a tornado, it would probably happen south of Ardmore. And it looks like on radar that is occluded. This storm still has a very high amount of wind near Flintville. It's still packing a punch. I'm watching that Texas storm, by the way, in Sulphur Springs. I have it on my other monitor. We're watching to see if there's any developments there. So just an FYI, I got two radar mega things pulled up right now with how many things we have going right now. Yeah, if we have a tornado on the storm near Flintville, it'd be right in here. Let's see if it develops here. Here's the latest velocity scan. It's a little bit broader, which is good news. But again, this is moving east.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
And there you go. That's the other one that we're talking about. New tornado warning north of Valleyhead. This one could drop. It's another discrete cell. It'll be moving into Georgia in a few minutes. And if you're in this tornado warning, you need to seek shelter. That's away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. This is, again, a dangerous storm right now that is moving off to the east-northeast. We don't have a debris signature yet, but this is another one that is moving to the northeast. Rogersville? Where's Rogersville? Rogersville. We're talking about Alabama? I don't see anything in Rogersville right now. I don't know if we have a better radar sight on this one. Is there some sort of report on this? There's your rotation near Rogersville. We may have a tornado going towards Rogersville, going towards Elkmont in northern Alabama. So again, if you're in this severe thunderstorm warning, you should seek shelter. That rotation's quite strong right now. Again, this is moving to the east-northeast, and reportedly this is on the ground. So again, if you're in this area, you need to seek shelter. This is not officially warned, but getting reports that this is on the ground right now near Rogersville.
A tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
It's an unwarned tornado that's in progress right now that's moving off to the east-northeast.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
And we have a new tornado warning now for the storm that's near High Top, and as well as Huntland and Elora. This really has the best long-term potential right now to move eastbound. Huntsville, again, we do have a tornado that is in progress. This is not warned, but if that tornado is on the ground, it's northeast of Rogersville, Alabama. You need to seek shelter if you're in this warning.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
And we also have a new tornado warning now in northwest Georgia. That's going to be the one for the Peachtree City. Or sorry, that's not Peachtree City. Sorry, that's Walker County and Dade County in northwest Georgia. That's another tornado warning that's been issued there. Again, we have a confirmed tornado, apparently, at least by visual, northeast of Rogersville in northern Alabama. So if you're in this warning, you need to seek shelter. And that's a confirmed tornado right now moving east-northeast. It'll be going towards Elkmont. This is not tornado warned, so if you know any friends or family in Elkmont, Anderson, or Rogersville, you need to give them a call or text and make sure that they're going to their safe place. Again, this is a relatively dangerous storm, especially in this environment where it is nighttime. It is not going to be something that people are going to be very aware of, especially since there's just a severe thunderstorm warning and not a tornado warning. So again, I'm hearing reports that there's a tornado on the ground with that storm, so you need to seek shelter. And this rotation right now is strengthening, going towards Lafayette in northwest Georgia. That is going to be near Valleyhead. So if you're in this tornado warning, again, you got to get to your safe place. That is a strong area of rotation right now. Got a hook echo and everything. It's moving east-northeast. There's been a lot of big tornadoes today, and they're still far from over. I'm well aware. Unfortunately, this is just turning into a complete outbreak of severe weather, and it's been an outbreak really ever since we had that tornado emergency. But you know, we're still far from over. We got 10 tornado warnings right now. We got 23 severe thunderstorm warnings, and unfortunately, we're just nowhere near done. It's really getting bad here. So once again, we have a tornado that has been reported northeast of Rogersville. It is an unwarned tornado from what I'm hearing, and that is right now moving off to the east-northeast. And the tornado that's on the ground will be moving towards Elkmont. So if you're in this tornado warning, you need to seek shelter. Apparently, again, this is a potentially large tornado that's heading towards Elkmont. That, I believe there's photos on Twitter. Let me see if I can, if you guys see them, at me at Max Velocity WX, I'll try to at least relay that information. But apparently this is a tornado that's on the ground right now, going towards Elkmont, and this is an unwarned tornado that would be in progress. And unfortunately, there's just so many storms right now that are trying to produce tornadoes, and you know, the National Weather Service is basically overwhelmed. So you know, unfortunately, that's kind of where we're at right now. It's a very dangerous situation across both Alabama and even Georgia and even back into Tennessee. It's just getting bad. And Arkansas might be under the gun for that threat even later. The storm near Flintville still has an area of circulation. It's not strong, but it could strengthen at any time as that continues to move toward Huntland in southern Tennessee, going towards the Belvedere area. So make sure that you're seeking shelter. Wow, that's bright lightning. This is going to be in southern Tennessee on the Radar Omega cyclone port. Again, there's a lot of lightning in this area as well. So that's another reason why tornadoes are a little bit easier to see. You know, that's, you know, one of the biggest things to think about here. But obviously, you know, don't try to look outside for tornadoes. But people that are reporting tornadoes are able to report them purely due to the fact that there's so much lightning outside. An area of circulation right now is just west-northwest of Huntsville. Going to be moving into Huntsville near Interstate 565 over the next few minutes. And then this one still, again, near Rogersville. Has not been confirmed by the National Weather Service, but from what I've seen and heard, there is a tornado that was on the ground in Rogersville in northern Alabama. So again, if you're in this warning, you still need to seek shelter. I don't know if it's officially confirmed, but that's what I've been hearing. Strong rotation right now crossing into Georgia. This is probably going to drop. We got a strong couplet right now developing. A likely tornado moving towards Lafayette in Georgia. You've got to seek shelter if you're in this warning. That is a strong couplet that is northeast of Hammondville, and it's going to be going towards Lafayette, Georgia. This is potentially a strong tornado that will develop if it does drop. Okay, I am seeing the tornado that's in Rogersville, and so there is a tornado still on the ground in Rogersville. It's still not tornado warned. So once again, if you are in Rogersville or Elkmont, you should seek shelter. The storm doesn't look as organized, but there was a tornado, or could still be a tornado, on that storm. It is unwarned, meaning that if there is a tornado here, people might not know about it. So if you know any friends or family in this yellow polygon, make sure to give them a call or text and make sure they're doing all right. Rotation is beginning to intensify now on the northwest side here of Huntsville, Alabama. And also, let's go back to this storm. We now have a tornado, I believe, now in progress. So we have a debris signature. Looks like that's appearing on radar. This is going to be a confirmed tornado, more than likely, heading towards the Head River into Lafayette, which is very populated here in northwestern Georgia. So you need to seek shelter if you're in this warning. Looks like we do have a tornado that has just dropped now in northwestern parts of Georgia.
This is an urgent alert. A tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
So once again, tornado is going to be on the ground near Head River. This is going to be moving in the direction of Lafayette in Georgia, which again is a very populated area. So if you are in this tornado warning, you need to seek shelter and get away from windows. Yeah, that's a tornado, guys. This is We don't have a CC update, but that's going to be a tornado. That's really strong rotation. That's again going towards Lafayette, Valley Head, Cedar Grove, Georgia. It's not officially confirmed, but this is definitely, if it's not on the ground, it's about to be. That's a dangerous storm. If that stays on the ground for longer than a few minutes, that could get bad. And there's just another one of those discrete cells that didn't look impressive 20 minutes ago, and it's just blown up into this tornadic supercell. This is a really dangerous situation. If it does end up, you know, officially being confirmed, it's going to be a dangerous storm. And we also still have some rotation even embedded in the rain here. And, you know, that's another thing to think about. Like, some of these storms are rotating that are not even tornado warned. And this is now officially a confirmed tornado, by the way.
This is an urgent alert. A tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
So, again, this is a confirmed tornado officially. We called it about a minute before that was officially confirmed. But regardless, we do have a tornado here. This right here is your tornado. We do have a debris signature right there. So this is a tornado that is just south of Head River. It is going to be approaching the Blaylock Mill area, going towards Lafayette in Georgia, moving off to the east. Cedar Grove and Valley Head are going to be in the track of this. So you need to go to your safe place if you're in this warning. That's away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. Whatever that lowest floor is. It might be a bathroom, it might be a storm shelter, it might be a closet, could be a basement. You've got to get to that place because this is a tornado that is now on the ground. A potentially strong tornado is going to be moving towards Lafayette, which is a very, again, populated area here in Georgia. It's again in northwest Georgia. The tornado that is near Sulphur Springs, Texas right now is still not really that strong for rotation, so just an FYI there. It's not super strong, but we're still watching that storm closely in case it does do anything. But again, this is a storm that is producing a tornado, or is, you know, it's producing damage. Let's just say that. There's a debris signature and everything that's moving towards Lafayette. So if you're in this tornado warning, you've got to seek shelter away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. Como, Texas is still included in that tornado warning near Sulphur Springs, by the way, in Texas. But the good news is right now that rotation is still on the broad side of things. So we're still watching that storm as well. But this really right now is the greatest concern that we have. It is just east of Hamonville, northeast of Valley Head. And this is going to be potentially a dangerous tornado that's going to be tracking towards Lafayette in Georgia. The other storm that's near Flintville has also continued to have maintained some strong rotation, so this storm's probably not done yet. The one near Huntsville is broadening out, at least for the time being, Huntsville, Alabama. It's a little bit broader, so that's, again, a little bit better news there if you're in that area. The Ardmore tornado warning, that one I don't think is on the ground anymore. That storm is kind of gone out of this warning anyways, or it's at least weakened with the southern convection kind of, you know, intermingling here with the northern Alabama area, so that's at least good news for the time being. It's at least a little bit weaker than before. Let's hope it stays that way. The storm that's right now south of Stevenson, that storm is still producing that potential for a tornado as that moves to the northeast. It is, again, not really as strong as it once was, but it could still produce something. We got storm mergers happening left and right in this area, so that should at least lower the overall tornado risk with that storm. So that's at least somewhat of good news. And then the storm that's back up in Tennessee does not look impressive at all anymore, so that's good. We still have a lot of lightning near Chattanooga. This is a live view on Radar Omega out of Chattanooga. Looks a little bit calmer now, but there you go. Bada bing, bada boom. We still got a lot of lightning right now there in these storms. And, you know, house fires and stuff can be sparked from stuff like this, so just keep that in mind. There's a lot of lightning across the entire state of Tennessee and even back into northern Alabama. Still a lot of lightning. All right, we still have a tornado on the ground again. This is going to be going towards Lafayette in northwest Georgia. Still got a debris signature right now that's going to be heading right in the direction of Lafayette. So if you're in this pink polygon, again, you've got to run to your safe place. This is still a dangerous storm that is producing a tornado. We still have a debris signature and everything that's going towards Lafayette in Route 27. So if you're in this tornado warning, again, seek shelter away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. They have just downgraded this, so it's back down to radar indicated rotation. So that's good news there. And actually, in fact, all warnings have just been downgraded back to radar indicated rotation, which is good news for now. So they've just gone ahead and downgraded this warning back to radar indicated. That tornado that was on the ground there looks like it was probably brief. You can see it how it developed, and it may have just kind of occluded with a right-hand turn. So that tornado looks like, at least for now, is occluded, but it could drop again as that continues to move east towards Lafayette. All right, we're back down to we're up to 19 severe thunderstorm warnings. And we're at 7 tornado warnings right now. So still a lot of warnings. Oh, sorry, never mind. We're up again.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Something get issued? Was this warning counter not updated? All right, never mind. Sorry, we're not up to 8. We're still at 7. Sorry, the warning counter did not update. All right, we're good. All right, so again, just 7 tornado warnings right now. We still got 1 in Texas. We got 1 in Missouri. Let's go ahead and check in on these storms first. By the way, that rotation now in southeast Tennessee is weakening, and that tornado warning has been condensed. It only includes a very small area west of Dunlap, Tennessee. The storm that is going towards Huntland has been struggling quite a bit. That's again moving east, and we now have a confirmed tornado that is now heading towards Huntsville. So this is now on the ground, going towards Huntsville.
This is an urgent alert. A tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
So tornado on the ground now, going towards Huntsville, Alabama. This is a very populated area in Alabama. A tornado is now on the ground, according, I believe, to a weather spotter in the area. This is actually radar confirmed as of a minute ago. So this is a confirmed tornado by radar that is going to be heading right into Huntsville. This is, again, a very populated area. So if you know any friends or family in Huntsville, please give them a call or text and make sure that they're aware of this. This is a potentially very dangerous storm right now due to how many people are included in this tornado warning. That is, again, for Huntsville. There is now a confirmed tornado on this storm according to the National Weather Service by radar. I don't see that, but it's probably going to be right in here, moving right into Huntsville. I mean, that would be moving literally into Huntsville. This tornado, unfortunately, is probably going to move right into downtown. Hopefully, it's just a small, weak tornado, but we don't really know. It is, again, radar confirmed. We will have another radar scan coming in here right now. We'll see what it looks like. It's going to be going right into Huntsville, Alabama, unfortunately. And, yeah, this is not a good situation. This is a very populated area in Huntsville, Alabama. This is 250,000 people, by the way. So this is a confirmed tornado heading into Colonial Hills, Grove Park, and Huntsville, Alabama. There's a lot of people in this warning. A lot. The hope is that this is just some sort of little small tornado, but it's relatively unknown. 209,000 people are included in this warning. Huntsville might be over 250,000 people, but I'm guessing that's just including the downtown and northwest sides of Huntsville. But that tornado is going to be going right into Huntsville. Just like literally right into it. So unfortunately, this tornado that's in progress is going to be moving right into the downtown area of Huntsville. Again, I'm not seeing anything on the velocities, but presumably that tornado would probably be this right here. Maybe. And that will be moving right into the northwest side of Huntsville. So again, if you're in Huntsville, Alabama, you need to get to your safe place. This is still a relatively dangerous storm with a tornado on the ground going to Huntsville. And then the northern storm has been broadening, and then also the storm in Georgia is, at least for now, radar indicated, but there's still rotation there. Same thing goes for the storm south of Stevenson. So once again, we do have a tornado that is in progress heading right into Huntsville. If you're in Huntsville, Alabama, you've got to seek shelter. That tornado is going to be on the ground on the western side. It's going to be right along Highway 72 and just east of Highway 255. And that is approaching Huntsville. This is confirmed by a chaser or weather spotter in the area. Or sorry, by radar, but it's not confirmed by a chaser, but it's confirmed by a weather spotter in the air. It's confirmed by radar, sorry. And that's going to be moving right into Huntsville. I don't know if we've had any visual, though, on this storm as this moves into Huntsville. It's a, again, very populated area here. But that tornado, presumably, again, would be somewhere either on the north or west side here of Huntsville, Alabama. But again, this is currently a confirmed tornado going right into Huntsville, Alabama. Does anybody know if there's been any visual of this? All right, so there's power flashes now being reported on the storm near Huntsville, Alabama. So, unfortunately, we are now at least getting reports of there being power flashes on the storm that's going right into Huntsville. So that tornado, again, would be located right here on the west side of Huntsville. And reportedly, we are getting power flashes, and there are power flashes here. So we do have a tornado right now going right into Huntsville. If you're in Huntsville, Alabama, hopefully you're still here hearing me. Again, you got to seek shelter. This is a confirmed tornado going right into Huntsville. And that tornado, if it's still on the ground, it's going to be right in Huntsville. It's a very dangerous storm right now. You've got to run to your safe place if you're in Huntsville. Get to the lowest floor possible. Interior of your home or building. This is a population of over 200,000. There's a lot of people in this tornado warning. Unfortunately, it's going to be impacting a lot of lives here. Hopefully, it's just something small, but, I mean, again, there are power flashes on this particular storm in Huntsville, Alabama. Now, this is really bad. Yeah, there's power flashes right now in downtown Huntsville. So again, there is a tornado that is moving right into Huntsville. Unfortunately, again, very populated area here in Alabama. And I'm guessing they're gonna issue a new tornado warning for this. So for those that are out in front of it, this is going to include Ryland, Moontown, Maysville, Ryland Acres, McMullen Cove, Gurley, Chase, Blue Spring Garden. You're all going to be in the track of this particular storm here relatively soon. So again, there is a confirmed tornado here by radar, and there are power flashes now being reported on this. So you need to seek shelter if you're in this warning. I'm going to see if we have any live shots of this via traffic cams. I'm not sure if we do. But this is, again, a dangerous storm moving into a very populated area here in Huntsville, Alabama. That would be where your tornado is, and it's going to eventually track towards Moontown. Just zoom out a little bit. This is, again, right over Huntsville right now where that tornado is. It's going to be moving right into Maysville, Gurley, and Pleasant Groves. This is not a PDS tornado warning, which is at least somewhat good news, because, you know, if it was a PDS, we'd probably be dealing with a very serious situation right in Huntsville. With a large debris signature or something along those lines. The good news is that we don't have that. It's likely, again, just some sort of, hopefully small tornado, but this is, again, a confirmed tornado right now in Huntsville. No matter what it is a tornado. Nothing on the CC, so we don't have any debris signature right now. But then again, that would be where your tornado is located, moving east-northeast. And you've got to seek shelter if you're in Huntsville right now. This is a dangerous storm. This is a live shot right now in Huntsville. This is a live shot in Huntsville right now where the tornado would be on the ground somewhere in there. Trying to see if we see anything here. Lots of lightning. Trying to see if we see any power flashes here. There have been power flashes, so we're trying to see if we see that. And this is live right now in Huntsville, Alabama, where there is a tornado on the ground. The tornado was confirmed about like 7 minutes ago.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
I'm seeing a lot of lightning. I'm not seeing any power flashes. If I do see any, I'll let you know. This is a confirmed tornado, again, going through Huntsville. Brand new tornado warning. This is going to be going right into Gurley, Paint Rock, and as well as Ryland and Maysville.
This is an urgent alert. A tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
This is on so the tornado that's on the ground now is over eastern Huntsville. So the tornado would be presumably right about here. Okay, again, this is a confirmed tornado in Huntsville. This is going to be moving in the direction of Mountain Brook, Moontown. Eventually going to be going towards Ryland Acres, Maysville, Ryland, and Gurley. So again, this is a confirmed tornado right now moving eastbound and east-southeast. And if you're in this tornado warning, you need to seek shelter. This is a confirmed tornado that is now causing power flashes. This is what that tornado looks like. So we have a cone shape, probably something like that, that's now hitting the ground. They're having power flashes here. So this is a confirmed tornado. Again, moving right into the east side of Huntsville and eventually going to be going towards Gurley. So if you are in this warning, you need to seek shelter. It's away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. But this right here, I'll pull it up again. This right here was your tornado. We got some sort of lowering right here, probably again touching the ground, just not condensated. Which again, we can have tornadoes that don't condensate, just for the record. So that would be a tornado that just happened here in Huntsville. Moving into Gurley and Paint Rock in the next 5 to 10 minutes. So again, if you are in this warning, you need to make sure that you are in your safe place. This is a dangerous storm moving east-southeast. In addition to this, the tornado warning that's back up near Huntland is still not letting up. We still got strong rotation there. This could also drop a tornado at any time as that continues to move to the east. Now, with all that being said, our tornado warning counter has just dropped substantially. We're back down to 2 tornado warnings and 18 severe thunderstorm warnings. Let's hope it stays that way, because this has been a ridiculous event. And unfortunately, this storm right now over Huntsville is just looking horrendous. I mean, we got, again, a tornado on the ground on the east side of Huntsville. And again, it's going to be moving towards Moontown and Gurley. This is, again, a live shot right now in Huntsville. I'm not sure. This is looking west. So I'm not sure if we're going to really see anything here. But that's a live shot right now in Huntsville. In Alabama, where we just had a relatively small tornado by the looks of it just moved through this area. A lot of lightning. I'm not really seeing anything on that live camera anymore. I think we're kind of out of the way of that, but no matter what, this is still a dangerous storm right now, and this is going to include areas like Madison and Jackson County. Does anybody know what county Huntsville's in? Somebody let me know. I'm going to see if we can find any more cameras. That right there is probably your debris signature. I think this is intensifying. That right there will be your... it's close. That right there, though, is your tornado. It's on the northeast side right now of Huntsville. Madison. All right, thank you. All right, we got 2 live cams now, which I am going to pull up if I do see anything. That right there, again, is your tornado. It's on the northeast side of Huntsville. It's a relatively small tornado by the sounds of it, but it could definitely grow. And this is now being observed by a storm chaser, so this is still on the ground. Okay, this is getting bad. This is growing into a potentially strong and large tornado. This latest radar scan just gave us the evidence that this is now turning into a more dangerous situation. Luckily, the tornado has waited until going past most of Huntsville to be strong, but that is right there will be a strong tornado that is developing right now on the east side of Huntsville. So unfortunately, we have a probably large tornado that is now growing here on the east side of Huntsville in Alabama. So if you are in this warning, you need to seek shelter immediately and away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. This is a dangerous storm right now that is moving eastbound and is producing a potentially large tornado, or is trying to at least grow in size to a large tornado. This is really dangerous. Once again, that is a very strong couplet on the latest scan, and this is growing in size right now. This is probably going to be a large, or either that or strong tornado on the east side of Huntsville. We'll have another radar scan in a second, but that is not good. That's hitting many communities near the Mountain Brook area. Eventually going towards Moontown and the Brownton area. We're getting another velocity scan right now. It's coming in right now. I'm hoping for the best. Okay, it's not bad. It's still on the ground, but that's a little bit less than before. That's your debris signature now. So we clearly have a tornado on the ground. But this is probably going to go PDS. This is a dangerous storm on the east side of Huntsville. This is a very dangerous storm. Again, more than likely a large tornado about to be moving into the Moontown area. So again, if you are in this warning, you need to run to your safe place. This is more than likely a large tornado. Does anybody know where exit 7 of Interstate 565 is? Does anybody know by heart, like, a specific area? We do have a live cam there. I'm just not sure if that's in the area where this is. If you guys do see it on any sort of cameras, like traffic cameras, feel free to send it to me, either at me on Discord or at me on Twitter. It's on like a traffic cam or something. Again, this is a more than likely a large tornado on the ground on the east side of Clarksville. If you're just tuning in, big debris signature. Unfortunately, this is just not looking good. This is probably about to go PDS, which means particularly dangerous situation if that happens. All right, exit 7's far west of this. Thank you. So we'll cross that out. Is exit 3 far west as well? There you go. It's a PDS tornado.
This is an emergency alert. A large and strong tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
All right, this is officially a PDS tornado. What that means is that this is a particularly dangerous situation. That means that there is a large and strong tornado that is on the ground. You need to run to your safe place if you are in Huntsville. This is a very dangerous storm that is going to be moving towards Gurley. You need to run to your safe place. This is a very dangerous storm. It is a strong tornado that is moving towards Moontown, the McMullen Cove area, and this is growing in size. It's not getting any better. This is a big tornado on the ground. And you've got to run to your safe place if you're in this tornado warning. This is a very dangerous storm right now that is moving currently to the east. I mean, just on radar, this looks crazy. I'm trying to save screenshots here. This is a crazy storm. Big debris ball on the east side of Huntsville. You need to run to your safe place. It's going to be approaching Moontown, Maysville, Garth, Gurley. But this is undoubtedly a large tornado that is going to be ripping through the east side of Huntsville and just has. That's why there's so much debris. And it's also going to be approaching Moontown, McMullen Cove, and Gurley. It's going to be going towards Paint Rock as well, and Garth. We have another radar scan coming in right now. So we'll see what it looks like here in a second. There's your latest scan. We got a ripper of an inflow right now in this storm, too. I mean, we've been talking about this storm for, unfortunately, a while, and that debris signature is getting larger. We got thick debris being lifted up into the atmosphere on the north side of Ryland Acres. All right. It's going towards Moontown. And again, it's going to be going towards McMullen Cove and Gurley. Again, if you're in this tornado warning, you need to seek shelter. This is a big tornado that is heading towards Gurley and Garth. It really does not get much worse than this. That's a big debris signature right now on the east side of Huntsville, Alabama. Again, this is a large and extremely dangerous tornado that is on the ground right now. This is going to be moving right into Moontown in the next couple of minutes. We are also getting reports of serious flash flooding right now with people trapped on top of cars in Robertson, in Sumner counties, in northern Tennessee, where there is a flash flood emergency. So I'm retweeting photos of that on Twitter. Unfortunately, there is some serious stuff happening there as well, while we are also tracking a serious tornado on the east side of Huntsville, where again we have a large and strong tornado right now heading towards Moontown. Again, this is a particularly dangerous situation if you're just tuning in. And again, if you guys do see any traffic cams of being able to see this, you can at me on Twitter or, you know, at me on Discord. The links are in the description. And we'll try to pull up a view for this, but unfortunately, this is just kind of, at least it wasn't worst case scenario where this hit the downtown area of Huntsville, but it did hit the east side of Huntsville and the northeast side. It was initially a small tornado, and this thing is just blown up into this big and strong tornado that unfortunately is ripping through now communities that are rural, but you know, they're a little bit more rural, but they're the suburbs of Huntsville, Alabama. So once again, that's gonna be approaching McMullen Cove and Gurley and Paints Rock in Alabama. It's a very dangerous storm right now. Still have a large debris signature. This thing has been, you know, blown up over the last few minutes. If you remember from where it first began, we had a debris signature right here near Oak Park. It went through Mountain Brook, and unfortunately it's kind of blown up into a stronger and larger tornado, picking up a lot of debris right now. It's still picking up a lot of debris near Moontown. It's gonna be approaching Gurley and Garth. Wow, this is crazy. We also have a tornado warning near Huntland. That rotation's been broader. I mean, just look at this thing. It's unbelievable. That radar imagery is just insane. This debris signature, by the way, approximately a mile wide. Again, it does not mean we have a mile wide tornado, but it gives you an idea of how large, you know, the debris field at least is on this storm. So it's definitely a relatively strong storm. I would not say this is stronger than the one we had in Tennessee earlier, where we had that tornado emergency, but it really doesn't matter. You should be, you know, staying in your storm shelter, your basement, your closet, your bathroom, whatever that might be, whatever that lowest floor is, away from windows. You need to be there if you're in Gurley or Paint Rock. Again, this is a large tornado that is currently in progress. That's going to be heading right into Gurley, near Route 72, south of Maysville. Here's the latest scan. The good news is that the debris signature is smaller. So let's hope that that is just a weakening sign and not just it going through like some rural areas. Because right now it's going through Doug Hill, which I'm not sure what's over Doug Hill, but it looks like there's not many roads. So there's a possibility, either one of two things basically. Either one, the debris signature is smaller because of there being a lower amount of things in the area to pick up. That's possible. Or it's weakening. Hopefully it's weakening, but it could just be smaller just due to the fact, you know, we're looking at an area that's more rural. The velocities are still remain pretty strong. So this is definitely still in progress, but that debris signature at least looks a little bit smaller on the latest scan. But we still have a clean hook echo right now on the east side of Huntsville. This is just a very dangerous storm right now heading towards Gurley. By the way, my time at the top left is not on EST. I'm going to change that because I forgot to do that. So just give me 1 second on that. That time's on Central Time. All right, there we go. It's on Eastern Time now. Once again, this is still a tornado on the ground east of Huntsville, Alabama. You need to seek shelter if you're in this warning. We have more severe thunderstorm warnings lining up all across the eastern side of Tennessee. And we also have severe thunderstorm warnings in Texas, Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky. We got weather everywhere right now. But we still have a tornado in progress right now, just to the east of Huntsville. It's going to be moving right into Gurley over the next few minutes. This is again Huntsville and Alabama. Wait, is Evan in this tornado warning? I didn't even know that. Hopefully he's okay. I mean, he's like right in this area. I had no clue he was in this area. Apparently one of the weather streamers not here on YouTube had to end his stream because of the tornado being in his area. Hopefully he didn't get hit by it. I mean, this was just a big tornado on the east side of Huntsville. Once again, Huntsville, if you're in Huntsville, like the downtown area, you're fine. It basically, right now, the concern is that this is going to be going right through Gurley and Paint Rock. Those are the next areas in the track of this over the next several minutes.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Yeah, this is right now moving east. We also have a new tornado warning now in Georgia. This is going to be the one near Dalton. This storm's been rotating for, it feels like dog's age at this point. Ooh, yeah, that's not good. That's strong rotation right now near Dalton. That could drop. We also have rotation south of Lafayette. Here's the latest scan on the storm that's east of Huntsville. Still got a tornado in progress that's going to be approaching Gurley. Moving eastbound. Going towards Paint Rock and Woodville. So again, if you are in this pink polygon and this tornado warning, you need to seek shelter immediately. This is still a tornado that is in progress. It is, again, a particularly dangerous situation if you are currently in Gurley or Paint Rock. Those are the next areas in the track of this tornado. If you know anybody on the east side of Huntsville, give them a call or text and make sure they're okay. Again, this tornado just went through that area. East side of Huntsville was hit hard. There was a significant debris signature here on radar. Now, hopefully everybody got to their safe place, but unfortunately this just hit that area. This is the track. Once again, I'm going to go back a little bit here. So again, this began right on the northeast side of Huntsville. This right here would have been your tornado near Mountain Brook, and eventually moved to the east, right through Mountain Brook and Ryland Acres. Moved towards Mountain Town, and it's now going to McMillan Grove. So this tornado is right now moving right into McMillan Grove. If you are in this warning, again, you need to seek shelter. This is a dangerous storm right now that is currently about to roll right into McMillan Grove, which is, again, a very populated area. Or not very populated, but it's at least a town. Going towards Gurley and Paint Rock. All right, it's now been downgraded. It is no longer PDS, but it is still a confirmed tornado here that's moving east towards Gurley.
This is an urgent alert. A tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
So again, this has now been downgraded. It was a PDS, which is a particularly dangerous situation. It has been downgraded back to a normal confirmed tornado, which is approaching Gurley, and it's, again, near Maysville in northern Alabama. So if you are in this tornado warning, you need to continue to stay in your safe place that is away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. What a storm. I mean, just unbelievable. All right, quick update on the Dalton, Georgia one. And we still got broad circulation right now near Dalton, Georgia. Doesn't look super strong right now, but we'll still watch it closely. Again, that's in northwest Georgia. We got some rotation near Lafayette as well. That one's still broad. Not enough to be warned, in my opinion. And then also back over east of Huntland, we still have rotation there. It's not strong, I don't think. It's kind of still broad. And then the storm near Athens is broadly rotating. So we're also watching that one in northern Alabama. Again, this is the one that is currently confirmed and still on the ground, approaching Gurley. The tornado itself is not as large as before. It has been occluding. But this definitely could recycle as it continues to move in this direction towards Gurley. We do still have a small debris signature near Gurley, approaching Paint Rock and Woodville. So again, if you are in this tornado warning, you need to make sure that you're seeking shelter away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. How long will this event last? Too long. Literally. Literally, we're talking about... This event's not... The reason why I took a break earlier is because I think we're going to be having to be live until like 4 a.m. I mean, this is... This is nowhere near done. I think the tornado risk will go down after like midnight, but it's still nowhere near done. All right, this rotation over McMillan Grove or Cove is starting to intensify again. It looks like it's trying to reorganize. So this could drop I mean, it's already on the ground, but it could drop another tornado. So unfortunately, it looks like we may get another tornado here. It's a pretty bad situation right now. It's a pretty bad situation. So again, if you're in this tornado warning near Gurley, you're going to have to seek shelter if you've not already. It's away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. And in an interior room of your home or building, this is likely a tornado that is has been on the ground for a while, but it's probably about to drop again. Looks like we have a tornado photo from the Huntsville tornado. Wow. This is in Huntsville, Alabama. That is a huge tornado that happened. Wow. And that gives you an idea of the size of this tornado that just ripped through the east side of Huntsville. Unfortunately, there is still a tornado near McMillan Grove by the looks of it. That would right there would be your tornado. It's going to be approaching Gurley. That's going to be moving right into Paint Rock over the next several minutes. Okay. Once again, back over near Dalton, we do still have strong rotation. That's in northern Georgia. It is a very rain-wrapped area of rotation. Also, this storm that's near Lafayette, this is going to have to get warned. That rotation's intensifying. So we got an unwarned area of strong rotation right now near Lafayette, Georgia. That is going to be going towards Dalton and Chatsworth. It's pretty much the same area as that other area of rotation that was warned for. But that right there is some strong rotation. That's near Highway 136, moving east-northeast. Again, it's unwarned. So if you know anybody in this area, make sure that they are in their safe place. That's a storm shelter, basement, closet, or bathroom, away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. That's in that's going to be east of Lafayette in Georgia. That's going to eventually move towards the Villa now and east. There you go. All right, we got the warning at least out here.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
So there's your new tornado warning. This will be heading in the direction of Interstate 75 near Dalton and Chatsworth. So if you're in this warning, you need to seek shelter. That's a stronger area of rotation. That's probably about to be on the ground if it's not already. That is a very strong couplet. Yeah, this is right now moving east-northeast. That's probably about to be on the ground again, going towards Dalton, Georgia. The one near Huntsville is, I believe, still on the ground. So I think it's still a small tornado that's on the ground here near Gurley, near Paint Rock, moving east-southeast, going towards Woodville. Apparently the tornado hit the hospital in Huntsville. Is that what I'm hearing? That is not good. Yeah, there's been power flash. I mean, I'm retweeting another video of power flashes. And again, this is from the beat bucket. Power flashes. See all the power flashes from that tornado that happened in Huntsville. Unfortunately, again, there's been some damage. Those are power flashes. That's not lightning. That happened there in Huntsville. Unfortunately, kind of a worst case scenario sort of thing on the east side of the town. There might still be a small tornado here that's near Gurley. It has, for the most part, weakened at this point. So that's good news. And it's near Paint Rock. That's going to be moving towards Woodville. But this storm definitely down the road has a chance to produce a tornado. I mean, it had a massive hook echo and a very impressive look to it not too long ago. I think it's probably just recycling right now. I do think we're going to get another tornado out of this as long as it does stay discreet, because there's nothing stopping this storm right now at all.
A new tornado warning.
I mean, there's just nothing out in front of this. And the problem is here, like out in front of this, we have all these storms and all that stuff, like all up here to the north. Like all these storms are kind of merging with each other, and it's kind of, you know, lowering the threat. The problem is, though, right now is that there's nothing going to crash into this. So this has really a lot of room to work with. As long as it can stay organized and just recycle, I don't think there's going to be any problem with that producing another tornado down the road. And that'll be going eventually towards Scottsboro. All right, new tornado warning. That's for Sherwood, Southern Tennessee. You need to be in your storm shelter if you're in this warning. And this is your new warning. It's going to be for that area of rotation back here on the back side of the storm. That's going to be near Highway 16 and going towards Sherwood. And we also have another tornado warning further north.
A new tornado warning has been issued. We
have a new one that's going to be along the Kentucky border, and it's going to be somewhere up here. There you go. It's going to be southwest of Paducah. No debris signature on this one, but this is going towards a populated area near East Prairie in southeastern Missouri, going into western Kentucky near Bardwell. So if you're in this warning, you need to seek shelter away from windows and on the lowest floor possible.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
And we also have a new tornado warning for Huntsville again. Another tornado warning for Huntsville. There's another potential for a tornado on this storm that's coming at you. That's the one near Athens. This one, I believe, did produce a tornado earlier, at least briefly. Unfortunately, we have another tornado that's going to be going in that direction if this one does develop. So again, brand new tornado warning. If you are currently in the Huntsville area, you need to go back to your safe place. If you're just there, you have to go back. We have another area of rotation, which is actually on the stronger side of things, near Athens. Might actually have two, but the main one is the one I have circled. We have another one that's going to try to go in that direction. Again, that is going towards Athens right now. We have yet again another tornado warning.
A new tornado
that one's going to be in southern Illinois.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
This is just insane. We have a radar indicated area of rotation that's near Carbondale. They've been under multiple warnings today, and they're under yet again another tornado warning that's going towards Carbondale and Grand Tower. And that right there is your area of circulation. It's going to be moving right towards Murfreesboro. You need to seek shelter if you're in this tornado warning. That's away from windows and on the lowest floor possible, and in an interior room of your home or building. I believe we have a tornado on the ground further south. I could be wrong. I think it's the one in... I think it's the one here. Or it may have been on the ground. It was close to it, at least. We had a very strong tightening near Highway 136. There may have been something brief here. Both these are still radar indicated, but... once again, very strong rotation in northwest Georgia near Lafayette. And we also have another one near Dalton. So two different storms that are very strong when it comes to rotation. And either one of these could drop at any time. So you need to seek shelter if you're in these two warnings. This is, again, a very dangerous area here. And the other tornado warning is northwest, or really west of Huntsville right now. If you are in Huntsville, Alabama, you need to seek shelter. I know you've already been in your safe place, but unfortunately, there's another storm here that is on track to impact you and potentially produce a tornado. So again, if you're currently in Huntsville, you need to seek shelter. It also goes for Madison, Alabama. The tornado that's near Gurley is, I believe, occluded entirely now. But still stay in your safe place if you're near Gurley or Paint Rock near Woodville. The storm structure is disorganizing quite a bit right now, but if it can reorganize, it doesn't have really much stopping it as it goes towards Scottsboro and Interstate 59. All right, we have 30 severe thunderstorm warnings. We have flash flood emergencies back up in northern Tennessee. We have 8 tornado warnings. It is absolute mayhem tonight across the entire Ohio Valley and even back into the Dixie Alley. It's just crazy. Looks like we may have a tornado dropping. It's at least strong rotation. It could drop. It's getting close to it. Near Grand Tower on the Missouri and Illinois border. moving towards Pomona, Carbondale, Murfreesboro, DeSoto. Unfortunately, this is an area that has strong rotation in southern Illinois. Looks like that's about a drop. Not far from it, at least. Okay, the Huntsville tornado warning right now does not look strong. But obviously, you know, with the other tornado warning we just had that went PDS, that one did not look strong literally until, I mean, it was confirmed for a while. It did not look strong until like literally last second. So I just want to throw that out there. I mean, it did not look strong until last second, and then it just really intensified. This one could be the same way. And then Chattanooga, by the way, is also in an area where we have a lot of lightning. I'm not seeing any rotation on this area of storms. We have new severe thunderstorm warnings up and down the eastern seaboard, basically, of Tennessee. We have 5 different tornado warnings right now across parts of both northern Alabama and northwest Georgia, and even in southern Tennessee. I don't think anything is confirmed aside from, okay, so the only tornado we have confirmed right now is just this one. So everything else as of right now is radar indicated, which is at least a good news for now. But this storm is still on an observe tag. The storms that are in Georgia are still trying to produce a tornado. So this one near Interstate 75, strong couplet. That is again moving east-northeast. It will be heading in the direction of Chatsworth. And apparently the Huntsville hospital has been hit. Getting more word about that. The hospital in Huntsville from that previous tornado was hit by that tornado. I don't know the extent of the damage. If anybody sees any reports on Twitter, you can at me at MaxVelocityWX. I'm not... I don't see too many reports right now that are clear about it, but there has apparently been some damage there. Also, we're getting serious damage out of wow, this is from EMA director, emergency management director Blake Pierce out of Tennessee. Just horrible stuff. Serious flooding right now happening in northern parts of Tennessee. There's flash flooding happening just about everywhere right now, it seems like. Wherever there's been a train of storms, that's happening. But just so many things right now unraveling across the entire country. And so again, I'm hearing damage about a hospital or something like that. Not sure what the extent of that is.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Brand new tornado warning near Scottsboro and Woodville. This is a storm that just produced that large and strong tornado on the east side of Huntsville, going towards Hollywood. This could definitely produce again. So if you are in this warning, you need to seek shelter. That's away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. And an interior room of your home or building. All right, so this is per Chaser. There's a lot of different information going around, but per Chaser on the ground, the hospital was not hit, but it had passed directly over them before ramping up. I've been hearing varying things. Hopefully the hospital wasn't hit. That would be horrible. Legitimately horrible. All right, this rotation's strengthening again. We're probably going to get another tornado on this. As I mentioned before, this is, you know, bound to ramp up. There's nothing stopping this storm from developing. The one that's east of Huntsville, that one's probably about to drop again. It's going to be going towards Scottsboro and Hollywood, Alabama. So again, if you're in this warning, you need to seek shelter. The rotation northwest of Huntsville does not look impressive, but as I said before, it does not take much in this environment for there to be a tornado. That's the rotation right there, by the way. This is just to the east of Athens. We still got a strong couplet right now. That's a better view of it. The other radar site isn't showing the clear detail of that. But that storm's, again, probably going to drop at some point down the road. It is, again, discreet. And anything that's discreet has a chance to drop tornadoes tonight. And unfortunately, the storm that's going towards Scottsboro looks really concerning. The one that's back up in southern Tennessee looks like it took a left-hand turn, and it looks a bit more occluded. The storms in Georgia look a little bit broader right now. So let's hope it stays that way. But unfortunately, this storm right now looks really concerning. Going towards Scottsboro and Hollywood. Gallatin's power's out. That's not good. You know, Gallatin, Tennessee is under a tornado emergency, or not, sorry, flash flood emergency right now. There's a lot of flash flood emergencies up there in northern Tennessee, and that's one of them. Once again, if you guys do see any reports on Twitter, feel free to at me at MaxVelocityWX. If you see my name mentioned in any posts, you don't have to mention me twice in it. I probably have already seen it. Okay. Significant damage in Huntsville, 5 points neighborhood. Yeah, I'll go back to Illinois in a second. Just give me 1 second. Checking the velocities here. We still have a tornado warning in Carbondale, Illinois. We still have one in western Kentucky, eastern Missouri. Okay, latest scan still doesn't show this on the ground, so that's at least good for now. All right, let's go back to... We'll go back to Illinois and Kentucky real quick. Still radar indicated rotation. It was a bit stronger over Grand Tower. It's still a, I would say, large and broad area of rotation. I'm more concerned really about straight line damaging winds with this line of storms. We could still get an isolated tornado, but I do think the threat overall here is low. But I would still seek shelter. I think you should be in shelter no matter what. If you're anywhere getting hit by this line of storms, it's damaging winds can send debris flying. We got a considerable threat here for damaging winds up to 70 near Anna and Cape Girardeau and Scott City. So, you know, that's a big deal there. South of Charleston, we still got a storm there that's going. The one near Mayfield is now tornado possible. And this storm near Mayfield, Kentucky, is going to have to be watched for very closely because that rotation is... Well, I mean, it's not really more about the rotation. It's more about the nature of this being discrete. Had a little storm merger here near Mayfield, Kentucky, and that could spark off some things. Because that rotation's really just blown up in the last couple of scans. It's not much. It's very weak, but that would be something to watch for if you're in Mayfield, Kentucky. The tornado watch has been canceled, by the way, from like all of North Texas, just an FYI. But also the one over here to the west near East Prairie is kind of weak.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
All right, we have another tornado warning. This one is going to be near Stevenson and Bridgeport in northeast Alabama. If you are in this tornado warning, you need to seek shelter. It's going to be going towards the Shiloh area in northeast Alabama. That's another hook echo. This one's been going for a while. It hasn't produced, but that one's been going for a while. The storm that is currently tornado warned here near Pleasant Grove, it's not really in the warning yet. It's kind of just entering the warning, but it's going to be just east of Paint Rock. That's the circulation. So it's kind of on the cusp of this pink polygon. The other tornado warning just expired, or was actually just canceled. So the warning that we're looking at here is going to be the one going towards Limrock and Larkinsville. So if you are, again, in this, if you're in this tornado warning, you need to seek shelter away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. This is the one that, again, produced the large tornado, and it could very well do that again as that continues to move towards the Scottsboro area. The one that's west of the Huntsville area is still rotating. So if you're in Huntsville, Alabama, you again, gotta be in your safe place. This is a different storm from before. It's not the same storm. This is not in your imagination. You're not dreaming. This is another tornado warning for Huntsville. Hopefully this one doesn't drop, but right now we do have a hook echo on this one, and we'll be watching for a tornado right in here. It's going to be approaching the northwest side of Huntsville, Alabama, probably in about 6 or 7 minutes, and eventually going towards Chase and maybe Ryland. So again, you need to continue to stay in your safe place. I think we've had about 3 or 4 dozen tornadoes today with how things have gone, and it's still well from over. We still got strong rotation, or at least somewhat strong rotation, south of Dalton, Georgia, and also near Chatsworth and Eaton in northwest Georgia. We still have ongoing areas of circulation there. Again, those don't seem like they're imminent, but they could produce, you know, really at any time as they continue to move east. The storm south of Bridgeport still trying to organize. And this storm right now north of Woodville is still trying to develop. So we're going to stay zoomed out here for just a second. The southern Tennessee tornado warning does not look concerning to me. So you know, we'll keep watching that. Possible touchdown in Carbondale. If there's any reports, let me know. If you guys see any reports on Twitter or anything like that, feel free to add me at MaxVelocityWX. I'll try to relay reports, new information, all of that sort of stuff. We have a serious flash flooding event right now happening in northern Tennessee. Let's see if we have anything else here. Okay. By the way, back up in Mayfield. We need to go back to Mayfield in a second. Let me just check the rotation here. We're not seeing nearly as much rotation on this storm. It might be outflow. It might be a little bit outflow driven. It's hard to tell. But that storm right now moving east southeast, it does not look nearly as significant as before. Back over in Kentucky. As well as back over in southeast Missouri, we do still have this warning here that is still tornadic. The one near Mayfield is a tornado possible. I don't think this is going to produce soon. The Mayfield, Kentucky storm, just really weak rotation, but it's something to watch for because it is discreet. The storm that's back near Carbondale, that one's still very broad rotation. I don't see much on that storm anymore. It looks relatively broad, so I'm not super concerned about that. But it is moving east-northeast. If you're in Carbondale, Illinois, and I would continue to stay in your safe place, away from windows and on the lowest floor possible, just in case this tries to do something, as it does continue to move to the east. All right, so if you're in the Pomona area, south of Murfreesboro, you'll continue to stay in your safe place. At least it's not Bolivar, Missouri. All right, let's keep going back to the west and southwest real quick. We do have more storms firing up all across parts of Arkansas. And we also have storms firing up right now across parts of Texas. But all these storms right now, I'm not super concerned about. It's a low tornado risk. It's mostly hail and wind. Really, the most concerning area right now is right along the Alabama and yeah, really just it's mostly focused around the Alabama, Tennessee, and Georgia borders. It's all up in here. That's where the greatest concern right now is for a long-term tornado threat. But these storms right now just look nasty. They look nasty right now here across parts of northern Alabama. Okay, let me quickly catch up on a few things. We've been live for over an hour and a half, and I've had, like, no time to breathe. It has been literally all warnings here over the last hour and a half. I can only imagine what happened while I was gone. I mean, I think we're up to, like, 14 tornado warnings at one point when I was gone. Thank you, Kimber and Josh, for becoming Velocity members. Luke, I don't know if there's really much more happening in Bowling Green right now, mostly just other than rain. You might get a few more storms, but really the main concern from right now until like tonight, unfortunately, let me kind of outline the area here. We're gonna have to zoom out a lot for this. This is really the main concern at this point. It's gonna be anywhere that's in here for that potential for more relatively more significant severe weather. So we're nowhere near done, basically. this line probably could go further south, but we're basically nowhere near done. This entire area is under a risk for severe weather tonight, and even up here to the north we could see severe weather. I mean, Kentucky I think has just got added to another watch or something. There was a new watch that was just issued. No, that was not there. Okay, sorry. There's a new tornado watch that was issued for southeastern Tennessee, western, north, and South Carolina, Georgia, and northeast Alabama. This is whack.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Yeah, but that entire area that I just circled basically still has a risk. We have another tornado warning. This is strong rotation near New Madrid, near Interstate 55 in southeast Missouri. So another tornado warning there. That's a live cam on that storm on the back side of it. Looks like mostly just lightning. From the looks of it, that's the Radar Omega Cyclone port, which you can watch those with the top link in the description below. But this storm does look a little bit more concerning. Moving to the east. That is a strong area of rotation. This is for those in Marston, Howardsville, Missouri, and Little Burn, Missouri. So again, this is a more concerning storm right now. You need to be in your safe place if you're in this warning, away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. Because this one I do think has a better shot at producing a tornado. It is a relatively clean looking supercell. It's healthy, it's organized, just like me. Lots of lightning right now. And moving to the east-northeast, going towards Madrid, New Madrid, and southeast Missouri. That is probably the most organized supercell we've seen here in at least a couple hours. Other than this one. I think the one near Huntsville looked worse, but... Alright, let's go back to this. Alright, is the radar updated? Okay, this looks like it's about to drop again. All right, we might have a tornado trying to drop again near the Scottsboro area and Hollywood. Moving eastbound. Yeah, this right here. Okay, so this storm we have to watch for closely. This could try to drop a tornado as it moves east. So if you're in this warning, you need to make sure that you are seeking shelter. Again, northeast Alabama. This is near Scottsboro and Hollywood. That is a strong couplet right now, moving eastbound. That's the latest radar scan. It's the rapid sweep on Radar Omega really helping us out here. Again, this quicker response times on the radar updating. Again, this is right now moving east.
Has been issued.
We have a new tornado warning in Georgia. Okay, let's quickly go to that. We have a new tornado warning on this storm. That's going to be for 2 different circulations. Both of these are radar indicated. We got one here and one here. One southeast of Dalton, one south of Chatsworth. So again, if you're in the pink polygons here, again, you need to seek shelter. That's away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. And in an interior room of your home or building. Again, that's moving towards Ellijay as well. So you'll be on the track of this over the next few minutes. Okay, and then this one again near Scottsboro looks intense. The one in southeast Missouri looks intense. So we still have a few storms that, you know, really are cranking still. They're still producing that threat for tornadoes. And this one right now in northeast Alabama really is concerning. We are still watching the one closely in southeast Missouri. This one is in northeast Alabama, the one that really is still concerning. We have one in northern Georgia. That's the one near Dalton. We have 3 tornado warnings in northern Alabama. One's going towards Huntsville. We'll go to that in a second. And then we also have one in... Okay, so the tornado warning in western Illinois was canceled. So the one in Carbondale is no longer ongoing. We still have one on the Kentucky and Missouri border. And then we also have one in southeast Missouri. We'll hop to those in a moment. Okay. All right, we have a tornado on the ground. This is now a tornado on the ground near Scottsboro.
This is an urgent alert. A tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
We don't even need velocities to verify this. This is just clearly on the ground. Another debris signature on this storm. That's going towards Scottsboro, Alabama. You need to seek shelter if you're in this warning. We got a debris signature that is going to be moving right into Scottsboro over the next several minutes. So we at least had a touchdown on this tornado just south of Pleasant Groves, going towards Scottsboro and as well as Hollywood. So at least a brief tornado. If not, it could even be on the ground for a little while. We've been talking about this storm for a while. I mean, again, I mentioned that this storm was probably going to produce another tornado if it reorganizes. It, in fact, has. And unfortunately, it's going to be going towards areas that are now a bit more populated. Initially, it was kind of in between a very rural area here between Gurley and Scottsboro. But now it's going to be heading towards Scottsboro near Route 72 and Hollywood. So if you are in this tornado warning, again, you need to seek shelter. There's at least some sort of debris being lifted up into the atmosphere near Highway 35. And it's at least a brief tornado. You can see the debris signature here. It's still there. So we got something. It may have been brief. It might have been even between the radar scans there. But definitely a tornado nonetheless near Limrock. Just north of Aspel and northeast of the Woodville area. And there you go. Now it's officially a confirmed tornado.
This is an urgent alert. A tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
Okay. So again, I shot water at my face. Give me 1 second. Okay. That water kind of went up my nose. Okay. So again, this is a tornado on the ground near Limrock going towards Scottsboro. Again, Scottsboro is a much more populated area, which is a little bit more concerning. Hopefully this is just some sort of brief tornado, but this is going to be heading in the direction of Scottsboro in northeast Alabama. So again, if you're in this tornado warning, you need to seek shelter. So it's once again a tornado that is in progress here in Alabama, moving right now to the east and east-northeast. Or really moving east and east-southeast, sorry, not northeast. All right, let me quickly zoom back out here again. The tornado warning in northeast Alabama near Bridgeport's kind of done. The rotation in Georgia still trying to go. The one near LJ looks the strongest. So if you're in that warning, continue to stay in your safe place.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Not where you want a tornado warning. We have a tornado warning on the north side of Mayfield, Kentucky. So that's our new tornado warning. North side of Mayfield, Kentucky. If you're in this pink polygon, you need to seek shelter. That's away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. The good news is that this rotation does not look that strong. The bad news is it's Mayfield, Kentucky. They just got hammered by a tornado a few years back, and unfortunately this is now including Mayfield, Fancy Farm, and Viola, Kentucky. Also, rotation in southeast Missouri still remains very strong at this point. Just want to quickly go back to this. Where in the world is the radar site? Thank you. This was the one further down to south. Yeah, that rotation's still on the stronger side of things. It'll be approaching New Madrid. But again, a couple concerns here. We got a tornado warning right now for Mayfield. It's not a confirmed tornado, but it is a tornado warning. It could produce a tornado at any time. As that continues to move to the east, it'll be going towards Clear Springs, near Interstate 69 and Fancy Farm. All right. We also have another flash flood warning in northern Tennessee. We have tons of flash flooding happening there right now, which is really bad. We've had flash flood emergencies up the wazoo up there too. So we basically have two different areas that we're looking at for tornadoes right now. This one that's all developing right now in Arkansas, and then this one right here, which is still going in northern Alabama and even northern Georgia. This tornado near Scottsboro is still going, by the way. So this is still a confirmed tornado just west of Scottsboro. This is, again, in northeast Alabama. It's east of the Huntsville area. The Huntsville tornado warning is right here, just to the west of Huntsville. This looks very similar to the last storm we just saw. So I'm going to point it out there. This could be something that becomes a concern. Again, if you're in this area in Huntsville, I would be vigilant. This looks awfully similar to what we just saw a little while ago. I'm not saying we're going to see another large tornado, but I'm just saying it looks like a very similar storm. It really does not look different, at least its beginning stages. We still got that hook. You know, it's still pretty organized. So I'm just going to point it out there. You know, this could drop a tornado as it gets closer to Huntsville. So stay vigilant and stay in your safe place. Do not joke around with this tornado warning. Obviously, you just saw what happened with the last tornado, which is this storm that's still producing one. You know, it could do something similar. We do still have a debris signature heading towards the Scottsboro area, southwest of Hollywood. Once again, that is a confirmed tornado heading eastbound towards Scottsboro and Hollywood. So if you're near Route 72, you need to seek shelter away from windows and on the lowest floor possible if you're in this warning. It's like a moth flying in here. What in the world? Okay. Let's go back to the CC here. So that debris signature is a lot smaller on the storm that's going towards Scottsboro, Alabama. But again, continue to stay in your safe place if you're in that warning. The storm that's back over near Huntsville still remains a concern. Again, this is going to be going right through an area that just got hit by a tornado, not too long ago. And so if you are right now in Huntsville, you need to stay vigilant. This storm could definitely produce a tornado as it approaches your area. And then back over in Georgia really quickly. We do have that rotation in LJ. The other one to the west is much weaker, but the one that's just north of LJ looks much more intense. So if you're in LJ, you need to make sure you're in your safe place. That is a stronger area of rotation that is moving into your area. And then we still have the basically the trio of tornado warnings here. That is ongoing from Mayfield, Kentucky, back into southeast Missouri. The one that's there is west of New Madrid, I believe it is. Yeah, New Madrid. So all these areas still included, again, in this ongoing trio of tornado warnings. So if you are in any of these warnings, you need to continue to stay in your storm shelter, your basement, your closet, your bathroom, whatever it is, away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. And there's reportedly a large wall cloud on the storm that is going to be heading towards Huntsville. So this one near Huntsville has a large wall cloud right now, which is, again, kind of like the beginning stages of there being a tornado. So we need to watch this very closely. So wall cloud are going to be approaching Huntsville. And then the storm that's back over near Scottsboro, it doesn't really have much right now, but it could drop another tornado as that moves east. But the one near Huntsville looks a little bit more concerning right now. So if you're in Huntsville, you need to seek shelter. And we got a wall cloud heading in that direction. That could lead to a tornado, as that does continue to move in the direction of Huntsville in northern Alabama. And there's also now a funnel cloud being reported on the west side of Huntsville via the scanner in the area. I was about to sneeze and I didn't, so we're good. All right. Again, if you're in Huntsville, you need to seek shelter. I'm trying to see if we have any more reports. All right, so we have a report out of from Huntsville. Madison County EMA has reported or received reports of damage in downtown Huntsville, 5 Points, and Blossom Wood. Please avoid these areas due to downed trees and power lines. So that is from the first tornado that hit Huntsville. That was the east side. Now we have another potential tornado heading towards Huntsville. And we've had a wall cloud report on this. No official tornado on this. The only confirmed tornado that we have right now is the one near Scottsboro. But the one near Huntsville definitely appears more is becoming more concerning, at least, as we speak. And again, this will be moving right into the Huntsville area in the next 5 to 10 minutes. So definitely going to be concerning there. Also, apparently we are getting this is an error. I just saw this. I don't know if I've ever seen this before. Expected rainfall 2 to 4 inches in 1 minute on the flash flood emergency. So we got that's just not realistic, just for the record. It has to be a bug. I've never said that. That'd be a lot of rain in 1 minute, I gotta tell you. I don't even think you could put water into a pool that fast. Holy cow. All right, let's go back to this storm real quick near Scottsboro. And that area of circulation is broadened out, at least for the time being. I don't think this is on the ground anymore, but if you're in Scottsboro, you should seek shelter. That could definitely drop again as that continues to move to the east. The one in Georgia still remains on the stronger side of things, and then the one near Huntsville, again, is really the most intense storm that we have right now, because it's going through just such a populated area. So if you are, again, in Huntsville, Alabama, you need to make sure that you're in your safe place. And then if you're back over in Chase, or any of the suburbs here, seek shelter. The storm's going to be going right into your ballpark here over the next few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and take off the tornado confirmed tag on the top, just so people aren't confused about the other storm, because that other storm that is confirmed is Scottsboro. Even then, I don't even think that's on the ground. So it's just a normal tornado warning right now for those in Huntsville. But this storm is very close to producing a tornado. Now, with that said, I have to pee. We'll be back in 60 seconds, so stay tuned. Again, no updates. There's nothing confirmed on this, but there is a wall cloud, so seek shelter if you're on that warning. Ow. All right. A few of the tornado warnings have just ended. We're at 5 tornado warnings. We're still at 20 severe thunderstorm warnings. Again, this is the one near Huntsville. So again, if you're in this tornado warning, you need to be in your safe place if you are in Huntsville. I don't think there's any new reports on this. The rotation itself, again, would be right over Route 72. Going towards Huntsville. Again, if you are in this warning, continue to stay in your safe place. This is going to be going right into Huntsville over the next few minutes. We do have stronger rotation on the storm developing. Also, real quickly, the one near Scottsboro is trying to recycle for a 3rd time. So we could get another tornado on that one, just for the record. So just keep that in mind. But this one right now in Huntsville just, again, looks the most concerning out of any of the storms that we have right now. As of 3 minutes ago, the Scottsboro tornado is still a confirmed tornado. So this is still confirmed. I just don't see much here. I'm not going to put the tornado on the ground thing back on because I don't think there's anything there. But if you're in Scottsboro, you should, again, just be in your safe place because that is at least recycling at the bare minimum. And once again, we are still watching for the potential for a tornado here in Huntsville. And we got a hook and everything. If we got a tornado, it would be right in there. Just east of Capshaw, northwest side right now of Huntsville. It's taking literally the same exact track as the last tornado had. So it's pretty much the same exact area if it drops again. So we got to watch this very closely. Power flashes observed. Don't tell me you have another tornado on the ground with this. This is the same exact area. This is the same area. There's no way. We might have another tornado on the ground near Huntsville. This is not good.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Another tornado warning, just real quickly. Huntsville might be on the ground. We have another tornado warning for Mayfield, Kentucky. This is a different one. So if you're in Mayfield, Kentucky, you got to seek shelter. Again, we could get a tornado out of this. If you're in Mayfield, that's going to be going towards Clear Springs and Gallo. So seek shelter. That's a brand new tornado warning again for Mayfield, Kentucky. Once again, Huntsville, we are getting reports of at least power flashes, which presumably would mean that we do have a tornado. I'm still trying to get more details on that end. But you know, this is a very populated area. So if there is a tornado on the ground, it would be going on the northwest side of Huntsville, or even possibly the western side of Huntsville. Let me look at the we have cameras here. Let me look. Let me see if we have anything on those we got cameras in Huntsville. We have a camera in Huntsville that we can use to see if there are any power flashes. This is looking right into it. This one right here. See if we see anything. I'm not even seeing anything right now. I don't know if there's any lightning with this storm, so if there's anything, we just see straight up power flashes. So again, this is a live cam in Huntsville. Trying to see if we see anything here. If you guys do see anything on any of those live cams, just feel free to let me know. Send them to me on Twitter.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
You know, send it to me on Discord. We have a bunch of people on Discord too, and a call doing a bunch of stuff on there. So if you want to join our Discord, the link's in the description. And you can feel free to at me if you do have anything confirmed, but don't at me otherwise. This is a new tornado warning now for Huntsville. So if you're in Huntsville, you need to seek shelter. And that's for Huntsville, Alabama, Chase, Ryland, and Maysville. It is still radar indicated, just for the record, but it's probably going to drop. I'm just going to say that it's probably going to drop. If it does, it'll be on the north side of Huntsville, so probably a little bit further to the north than the last one. So if you're in that warning, you need to seek shelter. The one near Scottsboro is once again trying to recycle right now. So if you are in this warning, again, you need to make sure that you're seeking shelter. There is a wall cloud on this storm, by the way. From the sounds of it, or by the sounds of it. There are still power flashes being reported on the storm as well. Not in this one, but the other one. In Huntsville. Looks like if there's a tornado, it's going to drop on the north side of Huntsville. Where is this live cam I just had? Where did it go? Where did it come from, Cotton Eye Joe? This is the live cam in Huntsville. There is a large wall cloud on this storm right now. There have been reports of power flashes as well. And again, this is right now in Huntsville. I'm just not seeing anything on that camera. And if there's a tornado on the ground, it would be right around Huntsville. You need to seek shelter if you're in Huntsville right now, away from windows, lowest floor possible. I'm trying to still filter through reports here. I am seeing the Memorial Parkway camera. I'm looking at it. I am looking at it. I'm seeing a large wall cloud right now in this area. I don't see any definitive lowering, but once again, this storm is just, again, there's strong rotation with it. It's going to be on the north side in the downtown area of Huntsville. Again, if you're in Huntsville, you need to seek shelter. This is, again, Huntsville, Alabama. There's nothing really visible in the live cam right now. It's just a lot of rain. There's not really much lightning with this storm, which is making it a bit more difficult. That's the only problem right now that we have on this storm. There's not really much lightning to be able to open it up. And it sounds like we may have a tornado now on the ground. All right, confirmed tornado on the ground now. It's going to be on the north side of Huntsville.
This is an urgent alert. A tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
So once again, tornado's going to be on the ground here. It's going to be over near Huntsville. Again, if you're in Huntsville, Chase, Ryland, or Maysville, you've got to seek shelter again, away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. If you're in Gurley, Alabama, you also need to seek shelter. That is away from windows and on the lowest floor possible.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Unbelievable. This is the second tornado that's gone through basically the same exact area. It's the second one. We don't have a velocities or CC drop or anything yet. We'll probably have that in the next scan. We do have another tornado warning now in southeast Tennessee, and that one's going to be near Murphy and Andrews. So that's the broad area of circulation there that is approaching Andrews. That's actually not broad. Never mind. That's stronger. Area of rotation that is near Andrews in southeast Tennessee. So that's also ongoing. And then let's go back to this on Huntsville. Sorry, that's in North Carolina. Apologies, that's not Tennessee. That's North Carolina. That's like right on the border. Again, we have a tornado in progress somewhere around or just on the north side of Huntsville. So again, if you're in this tornado warning, you need to seek shelter away from windows and on the lowest floor possible and in an interior room of your home or building. So again, Huntsville, Alabama right now. We still have a stronger area of circulation. Once again, near Peachtree and Murphy in western North Carolina, so we're still watching that. We have a tornado warning for Mayfield, Kentucky. We have one in southeast Missouri, and we have these two or three right now in currently in Alabama. The one near Scottsboro just does not look impressive anymore. I don't think that's on the ground anymore. The one that's here near Huntsville, again, has been reportedly a touchdown. It may have been brief, but there's been reports of a confirmed tornado here that is going to be near Huntsville and Chase, going towards the Maysville area and Gurley. Again, you need to seek shelter if you're in this warning. Okay, if you have the live cam, link me on Discord and just at me with it. I'll pull it up. Presumably the tornado here is going to be up in here. You know, usually it would be down in this hook, but I think that's where our strongest couplet is right now. It's on the north side of Huntsville. So again, we've at least had a brief touchdown on this tornado. It could still be on the ground. We don't have any debris signature yet, so again, nothing confirmed on that end as of right now. All right, space. I got it. You don't have to at me anymore. Yeah, there's still a large wall cloud from what I'm seeing. So there's still a large wall cloud on this. Doesn't seem like there's a tornado again. I mean, there was probably a brief tornado, but I don't think there's still a tornado with this. There is a large bowl shape, though, as of right now. So we have a large bowl that is probably going to drop a tornado at any time here. Again, near Ryland and Maysville, going towards the Gurley area. Again, right now near Huntsville, Alabama.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
So we're still watching two different. We're really watching Huntsville very closely here. We have another tornado warning. This one's radar indicated for Eider, Pigsgaw, which is, I think, already had a tornado today. And we have a large funnel cloud on the storm near Huntsville, but this one's going to go towards Valleyhead. We have a large funnel cloud on the storm right now near Huntsville that could be dropping a tornado at any time again. So large funnel cloud in Huntsville. And you need to seek shelter if you're in Huntsville. If you are in Chase, if you're in Ryland. There's a funnel cloud heading towards Ryland and Maysville. I believe that funnel cloud that is somewhat visible on that one camera is kind of fading away because of just how little lightning there is, how much rain there is. I'm looking at that camera right now. I'm looking at the Space and Rocket Center camera. I don't think I can show it because it's like a news station one, but yeah, that looks like a tornado about to drop. I mean, that's your rotation right there. It's on the north side of Huntsville and heading towards Chase, Ryland, and Maysville. And unfortunately, right now, it looks like this is definitely about to be a tornado if it's not already. There's a large bowl shape just coming out of the sky right now, which is a large lowering, a funnel cloud. I don't see a definitive tornado. It's awfully hard to tell because of just the factor of, you know, not enough lightning and just too much rain in the area, but that's what we're looking at right now.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
So, by the way, that tornado warning was false alarm. There's still 7 tornado warnings. But yeah, that's the area of rotation that we're looking at right now on the north side of Huntsville. And this was initially a tornado. I don't know if it is still on the ground. So, due to that uncertainty, I'm going to take the tornado on the ground tag off again until we have more confirmation. But the bare minimum, there is a funnel cloud. Yeah, by the way, there are a lot of warnings. We're at 5 tornado warnings, which is a little bit lower than before. And we are currently at 17 severe thunderstorm warnings. So, good news is that we're a little bit lower on that end. But we still have a lot of warnings out there. That's your area of rotation. That's where the funnel cloud is. Be on the north side of Huntsville. The storm that's near Scottsboro is still trying to recycle. Just kind of struggling there. And we still have our tornado warning in North Carolina. I'm just checking on this real quick. Strong rotation right now near Murphy. This is a strong area of rotation near Hayesville and Murphy. That could be on the ground. That is approaching Andrews. So if you're in this tornado warning, you need to make sure that you're in your storm shelter, basement, closet, or bathroom. The other area of tornado warnings that we have is in Greene County, Kentucky, near Mayfield, Kentucky. So if you're in Mayfield, you need to continue to stay in your safe place. There's still a potential for a tornado in that area right now. All right, let's go back down to Alabama. Let's go back to Huntsville. We'll have another radar scan coming in just a second. And there's reportedly a wall cloud or a funnel cloud here. I've seen a funnel cloud from one of the footages here. The thing that we're looking at right now is 2 different areas of rotation. We got one up here and one down here. It's a little bit weird, but we got 2 areas of circulation. Let me redraw those circles. Got one there as of 1044, or 1144, I should say. And that's the area that we're looking at here. So we got 2 different areas of circulation. The other one on the southern end just kind of fizzled, but we got 2 basically areas that we're looking at near Huntsville. One of the tornado warnings, I think, just ended in Kentucky, I believe. It looks like we do have at least a large lowering. I'm seeing a photo on Twitter now. It looks like we have a large lowering still. Possibly a tornado on the north side of Huntsville. So that's been going for like ever now. Okay, so that's what we're looking at right now there. Okay. So if there's a tornado on the ground in Huntsville, again, it's going to be near Chase and northeast of Huntsville. It's basically the same exact area as the last tornado. And all the photos that I'm talking about are on our Twitter page at MaxVelocityWX. I cannot show a lot of them. So a lot of them are not mine, but there are a lot of them on our Twitter page at MaxVelocityWX. But once again, this is a storm that is trying to produce a tornado still on the north side of Huntsville, Alabama. And it's going to eventually go towards Ryland and Maysville and Gurley. So again, about 9 minutes ago or so, this was confirmed and on the ground briefly, and now it's just kind of recycling. It's trying to drop again, and it feels very eerily similar to the last tornado we had in Huntsville not too long ago. Feels very, very similar. So I feel like we got kind of a similar deal here where, you know, it could drop again as it moves into the Gurley area and Maysville and Ryland. It's pretty much the same exact area as before. So that's the big concern about this right now. That's a very similar area. So this is still a funnel cloud on the storm near Huntsville. So that has not changed. This is still a funnel cloud. There's still a large funnel cloud on this storm, which again could drop a tornado literally at any time. It's been there for like, I don't know, about 15 minutes now. It's been there forever. I mean, we literally have 2 areas of circulation right now. It's 2 areas. One east of Huntsville and then one just northeast of Huntsville. It's literally crazy. I don't even know which one has the funnel cloud. It's probably I think it's the northern one, but I could be wrong. It's either that or the southern one. It's kind of a non-precip hook there that we have on the radar. We have another flash flood warning in southern Tennessee. That's going to be just north of Huntsville. It's very far southern Tennessee. It's like directly north of Huntsville. By the way, thank you, Liz, for the 1999 super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you, Elizabeth, for becoming a Velocity member. Is it possible for Louisville to get more, or to get a tornado also? I just got radar Omega. I would say Louisville's probably done with tornadoes tonight. It's a very low risk in my opinion. I wouldn't be too concerned about it. You are under the tornado watch, but I think it's a very low risk. But you should still at least have multiple ways to receive alerts. Thank you, Yoshi, for the $5 super chat. I think Northern Illinois is fine. I don't think we're expecting anything there. Thank you, Janet and Sam, for becoming a Velocity members. Thank you, Mike, Laura, and Mary, all for the $10 super chats. Also, thank you, K. Sarah, for the $50 super chat. I really do appreciate that. Put some hearts in the chat for K. Sarah, or Sierra, for the $50 super chat. I really do appreciate that. Sorry, I'm catching up on a lot of notifications. If you guys donated or super chatted and I missed it, I do apologize. But yeah, we've had literally over 4 tornado warnings this entire time. So a lot of the time I'm not going to be reading donations and stuff like that. But I do appreciate anybody that became a member or super chatted. Thank you, Todd, for becoming a member. This is crazy. All the people losing homes, pets, farm animals. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just, again, this is just basically, you know, just destruction that we've been seeing tonight across a very large area. And I mean, it's, you know, when you think about it, the tornado threat sounds horrible right now, but look at Tennessee. It's literally all flash flood warnings right now. Like almost the entire state right now is surrounded in flash flood warnings. Nashville's now in one. We got flash flood emergencies, which is a catastrophic situation in, you know, northern parts here of Tennessee. It's horrible. The flooding threat has been horrible. If you, I've retweeted, you know, photos on Twitter, but people are literally stranded. Like literally, the people are stranded on cars and floating down rivers. The death rate with flooding like that is pretty high. You know, it's unfortunate. It's really bad. And this is the photo. Or I had a photo. I don't know where it went, but there's a photo of somebody literally on top of their car, like floating on a river. So it's just really unfortunate. Really, really unfortunate. And this is the tornado warning right now that's going to be on the east side of, and also on the northeast side of Huntsville, Alabama. We are still looking at 2 areas of circulation, so if you're in any of this area, you need to make sure that you're still in your safe place, away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. Also, thank you, Tina, for the $25 Venmo. Thank you to JV for the $9.99. I think Cape Girardeau is pretty low for a tornado risk. It should be mostly wind. Should be mostly wind at this point for that area. Hey, Smarty as well for the $19.99. Thank you, Liberty, for the $9.99. All right, I've caught up on all the super chats, I think. Do appreciate anybody that's super chat. All right. tell this storm looks suspicious? This entire storm looks suspicious. I mean, we still got a good amount of rotation right now over Ryland. It's just a broad area of circulation. And then the one that's back over near Scottsboro is looking to be more of a wind threat. So I do think at least some of this threat is winding down right now, at least the tornado risk. I think it's going down just a little bit. You know, when I said earlier today, I think the tornado risk will peak between 6 and 10. I mean, I don't know if there's really a peak today, but that was kind of when we had the most tornado warnings. It was right around like 9 or 10 o'clock. I don't know if there really was a peak though today. We had tornado warnings, and we still have had tornado warnings literally all day. This rotation's weakening near Hayesville, so that's good news. We do have a storm that's about, let's see, this is back near Mayfield. The Mayfield tornado warning is still relatively broad rotation. Looks like mostly wind right now. That'll be going towards Benton. As I say that, they issue a new tornado warning. What a fantastic timing.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
So again, brand new tornado warning here for Benton, Fair Dealing, Hardin, Golo, Bacchusburg, Almo, and Aurora. This again just east of Mayfield. Also includes Glade, Walnut Grove, Fair Dealing, Brewers. If you're in this tornado warning, make sure that you seek shelter. That's in a storm shelter, basement, closet, or bathroom, away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. This is again Benton, Hardin, and Dexter in western Kentucky. Good news is that this rotation has been on the broader side of things, at least visually on radar, but unfortunately, again, it is a discrete cell, and it looks like we at least have some sort of storm merger about to happen here. So this could become a problem as it moves throughout Kentucky. That is storm mergers are sometimes good and bad, depends on the situation. In this case, it's bad. That could definitely ramp up this storm. So we need to watch that, again, very, very closely. All right, back near Huntsville, we still have that tornado warning. Huntsville, Alabama, you are no longer in the warning. But if you're on the east side of Huntsville, you need to continue to stay in your safe place. Away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. And they've now just issued a flash flood warning for basically all of the Huntsville area. So that's brand new there. We also have an update, I think, on the other tornado warning. Yeah, all right, let's see. All right, all tornado warnings right now are radar indicated. So we have nothing on the ground right now. Whew, all right. There are no tornado warnings right now in Missouri. The only tornado warnings that we have one in western North Carolina, we have one in northeast Alabama, and then we have two right now in western Kentucky. And other than that, or sorry, two in Alabama. We have two. And then also two in Kentucky, and that's it. We have a bunch of flash flood warnings everywhere, which is kind of unfortunate. We have a big flash flooding event happening. And what is happening here? Is that just contamination? It looks like contamination. Something happened in there near Central. I don't know what's going on there. It's a stronger little couplet that developed, but I think that's just contamination. We have severe thunderstorm warnings lining up across northern Georgia. That damaging wind threat is beginning to increase there. So that threat is on the rise. But again, a lot of tornado warnings still out there across Kentucky, North Carolina, Alabama. Still watching it all right now. All right, by the way, thank you to Tinkle for the $10 super chat. Central South Carolina. I don't think we're going to see much there. It'll probably just mostly be a damaging wind threat, and that's really not even until tomorrow morning. So I'm not super concerned about that. Also, thank you, SWB, for the very generous $50 super chat. Put some hearts in the chat for SWB. I do appreciate your generosity. Got more severe thunderstorm warnings lining up in northeast Texas and even northern Georgia, and that wind threat is continuing to increase. In addition to that, the tornado risk is still going. All right, let's check back in on the storm east of Huntsville. The Huntsville storm looks like we got a strong area of wind developing here. We could still get a tornado here. So we're watching that area again near Maysville. And just currently to the east of Huntsville, there's still a chance for a tornado. So again, if you are in this warning, I'll continue to, again, stay in your safe place, away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. And in an interior room of your home or building. Got something developing there, though. Also, tornado warning was just condensed on the eastern tornado warning in Alabama. That one's still ongoing for the time being. You don't think it's contamination? Let me double check here. Radar's just updating. Now that right there, this right here is contamination. This right here isn't. I mean, the broader area that we're looking at, that's not contamination. But what I was just looking at on radar is contamination. But this is still where we're watching for that potential for a tornado, which it looks like we actually may have a debris signature now on radar. That might be a tornado right there. Yeah, that looks like a debris signature. That's possibly a tornado in progress right there. That's a debris signature. The rotation isn't strong there, but that would be a tornado. Granted, the velocities haven't updated, but that looks like a tornado in progress now near Fairview. Velocities update. Yep. All right. Tornado on the ground here in eastern Alabama.
This is an urgent alert. A tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
All right, so new tornado that is on the ground. That's near Pigsga and going towards the Henagar area near Hamondale, or sorry, Hamondville. And again, this is on the ground, debris signature and everything. If you are in this tornado warning, again, you need to seek shelter away from windows and on the lowest floor possible, and in an interior room of your home or building. So once again, that is a tornado that is now in progress here in eastern Alabama. It's not officially confirmed, but that's definitely on the ground. I can just verify that with my eyes. That is going eastbound. It's going to be going towards the Henagar area. Very strong couplet. That is the very strong couplet. I mean, those velocities are high. 85 miles per hour there on the outbound winds. So this is definitely a strong area of rotation, but this is definitely a tornado that is going to be heading towards Henagar. And that right there is your debris signature. That is potentially homes, trees, whatever it might be. Something's being damaged there, and some of that debris is being lifted up into the atmosphere. Hopefully it's just, some trees or something, or dust. But that right there, unfortunately, is a tornado that is on the ground going towards Henagar, Hamondale, and Valley Head in eastern Alabama. So you need to seek shelter if you're in this tornado warning. That's away from windows and on the lowest floor possible, and in an interior room of your home or building. We'll have another radar scan in a second. By the way, thank you, Emily, for becoming a moderate velocity member. We have a confirmed tornado now that's going to be on the other storm. So there's now 2 tornadoes on the ground here in Alabama.
This is an urgent alert. A tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
We have another confirmed tornado. This one is near Maysville. This is confirmed by emergency management. So we have a confirmed tornado near Gurley. So that is going to be on the southern side. If you're in this tornado warning, you need to also seek shelter. We have 2 different tornadoes that are on the ground right now in Alabama. The tornado that's near Henagar, it looks way worse, I think, than the other one that's near Huntsville. Regardless, that debris signature that we're seeing is growing. We have a tornado that is potentially strong and or large heading towards Henagar. You need to seek shelter if you're in this tornado warning. This is a dangerous storm right now that is currently producing a tornado. This one has not been upgraded, but I think it will be at any second. That is a strong tornado that is developing on this storm. That's in eastern Alabama. But again, we have 2 different tornadoes that are on the ground right now. We got one going towards Hamondale and Valley Head, and then the other one's near Gurley, reported by emergency management. So 2 different tornadoes that are in progress now. We got the other one near Paint Rock in Woodville, and then the other one that is definitely on the ground via radar with a clear debris signature right now, heading right into Henagar. Again, if you're in this warning, you need to seek shelter. This is growing in size. We got a strong tornado right now heading towards Interstate 59 in Henagar. I don't know how many people live in this warning, but hopefully it's very rural, because that is a strong tornado that is blowing up here on radar. It is now officially a confirmed tornado here, moving towards Hamonville.
This is an urgent alert. A tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
So once again, this is a confirmed tornado. It could go PDS, but I don't know if there's really that many people in this warning. Regardless, this is a strong tornado moving towards Henagar, Hamonville, as well as Valley Head. Whoa, this is a strong tornado, guys. It doesn't even matter how many people live in this warning. That is a strong tornado. That is a big debris signature here. That is not good. Wow. This looks like the tornado from earlier that we had in Tennessee. This is the same exact sort of signature on reflectivity that we had. We had a black little signature on the, like, whenever black pops up, it just means, you know, higher reflectivity values. But in this case, that's debris. This could be another really strong tornado here. The velocities aren't updating, but that's possibly another strong tornado right now. It's 100% a strong tornado. There's no doubt. But the thing is, I mean, this is a really dangerous storm. That CC drop is huge over Fairview and Henagar. There are a lot of homes by the looks of it in this area, or at least a lot of streets, maybe some homes in the area near Central Road. But this is a potentially large tornado that is developing here, moving towards Hamonville and as well as going towards Valley Head. That debris signature is huge. There's no velocities update. I'm hoping we get one of those. But that's as clear as day when it comes to a tornado. This is a significant storm right now that's moving east-southeast. Can the velocities please update? Trying to see how strong the rotation is. This is a really dangerous storm right now. It's going towards Hamonville. And if you're in this tornado warning, you've got to run to your safe place. You got to get underground if you can. This is a really dangerous storm. And yeah, this has to go. This is a strong tornado right now. I mean, look at this storm on radar. Just unbelievable. Got a very strong inflow. Got a hook echo. You got everything here. But that is a strong and potentially large tornado right now that's ripping through Henagar, Alabama, approaching Elliott Crossroads and Stamp and Townsend Crossroads. I believe the gate-to-gate shear is close to, it's pretty high. I think it's like 200, or it's not 200, sorry, like 140 or something miles per hour. Yeah, this is a big tornado right now going through Henagar. So yeah, if you're in that warning, you need to seek shelter. The other tornado that's on the ground is near Gurley. This has been observed by emergency management in Alabama, so we have a tornado there. The more concerning one is this one, though. That's, again, more than likely, yeah, that's big debris. We got a big debris signature right now going right through Fairview, Alabama. If you know any friends or family in this warning, give them a call or text, because this is a tornado that is picking up some serious debris right now, right over Fairview and Henagar. And unfortunately, this is probably destroying some homes in the area and probably doing some serious damage. But this debris signature is clear as day. It's going to be going towards the Townsend Crossroads, Battelle, Hamonville, and Valley Head in northeast Alabama. We got a new radar scan coming in right now. It's going around. That's your debris signature right there. It's on the south side of Henagar. We'll have the other radars will update here in a second. This is a dangerous storm, though, moving east. 107 versus 35, so the gate-to-gate's like 140 or so. Yeah, neither of these tornado warnings right now are PDS. But this is very strong rotation. I mean, it doesn't really get that much stronger than this when it comes to the the intensity on radar. The only thing it's missing is the bright greens back over here to the northeast. If that was all interacting right here, this would be a very strong tornado. Regardless, we still have a big debris signature on radar. Look at that thing. This is a big tornado still. Going right through the south side of henagar, near Elliott Crossroads, going towards Brook Crossroads and Stamp in eastern Alabama. And you've got to get to your safe place. That's a storm shelter, basement, closet, or bathroom. Got to run there, as this is a dangerous tornado on the ground. Moving towards Hamonville and Valleyhead and Riverdale. This is a very dangerous storm. The good news is that it seems like it's a pretty rural area. The bad news is that this is a big tornado. Like we're talking potentially some significant debris that's being lifted up into the atmosphere from this. Yeah, this is just not good. And the other tornado is still on the ground back over west, which this is still confirmed. They just issued they just upgraded the other warning, which is still a confirmed tornado near Gurley. So that is still confirmed as of right now. We have a tornado emergency on this storm near Valleyhead. This is a tornado emergency that has just been issued.
This is an emergency alert. A tornado emergency warning has been issued.
This is a tornado emergency right now in Alabama. So this is a catastrophic tornado that is on the ground right now. You need to run to your safe place if you're in this warning. Away from windows and get on the lowest floor possible. That is a storm shelter, a basement, a closet, or a bathroom. This is a huge tornado that is south of Henagar, producing catastrophic damage. This is a deadly and violent tornado that is going to be heading towards Hamonville and also heading in the direction of Valleyhead. And this is our 4th tornado emergency in the last 3 days. That never happens. And this is another tornado emergency today. That's the second one. This is going towards Hamonville and Valleyhead. You've got to run to your safe place. This is a huge tornado that is on the ground right now. This is, again, a tornado emergency that has just been issued here. This is the highest tier warning that you can get from the National Weather Service. This is the highest tiered warning. It can't get any higher than this. This is a significant storm right now that is in progress in Alabama. And you've got to run to your safe place if you're in this warning. That is the 4th tornado emergency in literally the last 3 days. And this is another big tornado. It's picking up serious debris right now on the southeast side of Henagar, Alabama. And it's moving right towards Hamonville and Valleyhead. You've got to run to your safe place, get away from windows, and get on the lowest floor possible. And into an interior room of your home or building. This is a very dangerous storm right now that is moving east-southeast, going towards Hamonville and Valleyhead. Down the road, it'll be going towards Tryon and Somerville, Georgia. It's again a very dangerous storm right now that is currently in progress. Again, tornado emergency. You cannot get a warning that is higher than this. You just can't. It's a very dangerous storm right now in this area. Holy cow. I cannot believe we have another tornado emergency. It's a massive debris signature. It is a large tornado that is on the ground right now. Again, if you're in this warning, you've got to get underground if you can. That is away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. And into an interior room of your home or building. This is a very dangerous storm. Again, tornado emergency is the highest level warning that you can get. Just unbelievable, guys. This is unbelievable. Here's the latest radar scan. Again, we still got a large and strong tornado. That's where it is right now. It's on the west side of Hamonville, approaching Valleyhead. And if you're in this warning, you've got to seek shelter that's away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. And this is a tornado emergency. If you're just tuning in, it's the highest level warning that can be issued by the National Weather Service. This is near Henagar, Alabama. It's going to be moving right into Valley Head and Hamonville near Interstate 59. There's probably people on Interstate 59 right now, like truck drivers and stuff. You've got to avoid this area if at all possible, as this is, again, a tornado emergency that has been issued, again, for this area. Got to run to your safe place if you're in this warning. Get away from windows and get on the lowest floor possible and get into an interior room of your home or building. Here's the latest radar scan. Still got a large tornado on the ground, again, near Hamonville and Valley Head. Correlation coefficient is going to update here in a second. We'll see what the debris signature looks like. Yeah, this went right to a Tori. This was not a PDS before. This was literally just a confirmed tornado. You know, we've been talking about this for a while, and it's now unfortunately a tornado emergency for those in Hamonville and Valley Head. And guys, this does not happen often. I mean, I just mentioned it, but like, you just don't get this that often. That's the 4th tornado emergency in 3 days. That just does not happen. I don't know the last time that did happen. I don't know if it's ever happened in, you know, ever. The gate-to-gate shear is increasing on this tornado. We still got a huge tornado going here, and a very strong tornado. This is just unbelievable. The gate-to-gate shear, again, is increasing, which means that the intensity of this tornado is also on the rise right now. 2011? Was that the last time we had 4 tornado emergencies in 3 days? That's actually insane. You know, I was actually kind of surprised this went to a Tori. This must be a really intense tornado. I mean, we got a huge debris signature still, but you know, most of the time, tornado emergencies are in a bit more populated areas. I don't know how many people live here. I don't know what the population count is in this warning, but that's usually when it's issued. Again, it's not always the case, but that's usually when I see them. But wow, population is 77,000. It's about 7,700, so it's actually more populated than I thought. So there's 7,700 people in this warning, and again, this is impacting tons of lives right now. We got a massive debris signature still on the storm. This is going towards Hamonville and Valley Head, Alabama. And if you're in this tornado warning, you've got to run to your safe place. Get away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. This is technically the 4th tornado emergency in the last 4 days, because this is happening today on Thursday, technically. So actually, this would technically be the other way around. Just for the record. But regardless, it really doesn't matter. It's just statistically wise.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
The gate-to-gate on this, I believe, is... Let me double check here. Apparently, the gate-to-gate shear is upwards of... It could be as high as 180, 190 if this is all connected together. So once again, this is a big tornado right now that's in progress. I mean, we're talking again about a catastrophic situation. And this is a tornado emergency that's going to include, again, parts of eastern Alabama near Hamonville, and as well as back over in Valley Head. So you need to seek shelter if you're in this tornado warning. That's away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. We do have another tornado warning now in Black Mountain and Old Fort. That's back over in western North Carolina. So that's the new warning that was just issued. Yeah, this is a catastrophic tornado right now that's heading right towards Hamonville and Valley Head. It is just crazy to see that wording for a 4th time in the past 4 days. We've been live for all 4 tornado emergencies, and I mean, just insane. It's just insane. This year has been insane. April and May have been insane in particular. I'll have another radar scan in a second. Yeah, if you're in this tornado warning, you've got to get underground if you can. You gotta get away from as many windows and walls as possible. You gotta put yourself away from the exterior as far as possible. Try to get underground if you can. Get the mattress off the bed. Get a helmet. This is a big tornado right here, northeast of Stamp. It is still a relatively destructive tornado that's on the ground. That's moving towards Interstate 59 near Townsend Crossroads in the Battelle area. This is also approaching Hamonville and Valley Head. This is in eastern Alabama. Once again, this is now our 4th tornado emergency in the last 3 or 4 days, whichever way you want to count it. Let's see what the velocities look like here in a second. Here's your tornado. Still on the ground. And this is a catastrophic tornado that is on the ground right now in Alabama. This is again approaching Battelle, Hamonville, and Valley Head. Unfortunately, there's about 7,800 people in this warning, so there's a lot of lives that are being impacted by this right now. Again, this is a tornado emergency if you're just tuning in. It's the highest level tornado warning that you can even get. So once again, this is a serious situation. So if you're in Hamonville or Valley Head or any of those areas, you need to continue to stay in your storm shelter, basement, closet, or bathroom, away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. That's a huge tornado still. I mean, this is showing no signs of weakening. Look at when this first started. I think this was probably when it was the most intense. And it just kept going. It's still going. There's the latest scan. There's your debris signature. It's right now over Highway 40 near New Home, Alabama. Council Bluff is about to be hit by this. Highway 117 near Interstate 59 going towards Hamonville. Just south of Townsend Crossroads, Oak Grove, Rogers, Mentone. Again, all those areas right now are included in this PDS, or sorry, not PDS, tornado emergency. I mean, it's also PDS, but again, tornado emergency here. And unfortunately, it's going to be approaching Interstate 59, which, as you know, interstates have a lot of people driving on them, and it's going to be heading right into that area. Now, luckily, it's past midnight, so hopefully there's not many people on the road, but you know what I mean. There's definitely going to be people on that interstate. And hopefully they're aware of this. Hopefully they're getting out of the way of this tornado, because this is, again, a big tornado that's heading towards Interstate 59 near Hamonville and Valley Head. Memphis, Tennessee. Let me go to that real quick. Looks just like an ordinary storm, honestly. Doesn't look that bad. I mean, we got 5 tornado warnings still. Yeah, we still have 5 tornado warnings. And this is your tornado emergency. If you're in Hamonville, Valley Head, the Cowlin area, Battelle, Riverdale, you need to be in somewhere that is on a low area. The rotation here looks a little bit weaker on the latest scan. There is still a debris signature. It is still picking up significant debris. That's going towards Interstate 59 near Hamonville and Valley Head near Riverdale. It'll eventually be approaching Cowlin and Battelle. But that large and strong and catastrophic tornado, if it's still producing that much damage, would be right near Interstate 59 and Highway 117. And it's going to be going right into Hamonville, Valley Head, and Riverdale. This is just crazy. And if you're in this tornado warning, you need to go underground if you can. If not, put a mattress over you, get into the bathroom, that sort of thing. Get a helmet, have shoes. This is still a big tornado right now going right towards Cowlin and Battelle and Hamonville, Valley Head, and Riverdale, Alabama. Again, this is in eastern and northeastern Alabama if you're just tuning in. It's a tornado emergency. Only happens when we have very large, strong, and catastrophic tornadoes that are in progress, and in this case, this is one of those. And granted, with these areas, there are a lot of, you know, there are a lot of various, like, you know, mobile homes probably in this area is my guess, and that sort of thing, which makes this even more dangerous. You know, if you're in a mobile home, you gotta get to a sturdy structure, and unfortunately, you know, this going into a mobile home area, if that is what this is, that makes it even worse. There's your debris signature right there. That is your debris signature. That is going to be heading right into Hamonville and Valley Head. And it's not really weakening. It's still there. It's still a big tornado right now, about to cross right over Interstate 59. This is still a very deep correlation coefficient drop, which again means that there's probably some heavy debris being lifted up into the atmosphere still. I don't think this tornado is nearly as large as it was initially, but this is still a big tornado. Still picking up heavy debris. Now, for the record, this tornado emergency does go for 6 more minutes, so we'll see what the next warning is, and we'll see if there's any changes to that. But yeah. I don't think there's any storm chasers over here. I highly doubt it. And even if there were, I mean, this is completely rain-wrapped. This is a completely rain-wrapped area of circulation. So, I mean, there's just almost no way you're going to be able to see this tornado anyway. So, unfortunately, this is just, again, a big tornado that's going right over Interstate 59 here in about a minute. Or if not, it's already over the interstate. I believe the radar's updating right now. Yeah, we got the radar mega rapid sweep going around here. They have issued a new PDS tornado warning on this storm. So, new PDS tornado warning.
This is an emergency alert. A large and strong tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
So we still have a tornado emergency warning, but this new warning is a PDS tornado warning. That is a particularly dangerous situation tornado warning. There's a debris ball that is going right over Interstate 59 as we speak. And that's your debris ball right there on radar too. This is still a large and strong tornado, so don't, you know, get too confused here. Obviously, tornado emergency is still ongoing, or now it's just been canceled. But this is still a large and strong tornado no matter what. It's not weakened. Just because the warning gets downgraded does not mean anything. It's still a large and strong tornado that is in progress here with a large debris signature that's crossing right over Interstate 59 near Council Bluff. It is going to be approaching Hamonville, Mentone, and Valley Head over the next several minutes. So if you are in this tornado warning, you need to seek shelter. Get away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. The last time we had tornado emergencies on 3 consecutive days was May 7th and 9th of 2003. They were both from May 6th and 9th. Sorry, 6th to 9th, or 7th to 9th. So from this is history. This is insane. So we've just had 3 days in a row of tornado emergencies. We've had 3 days in a row of that, which is crazy. I'll talk about this in a second. New PDS tornado warning for this storm in Georgia.
This is an emergency alert. A large and strong tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
So we have another PDS tornado warning, and this one is going to be for those in Georgia. So that's going to be for Tryon and Somerville. So again, new PDS tornado warning. You need to run to your safe place. Get underground if you can. Get away from windows. Get to the lowest floor possible. Again, another PDS tornado warning. That is a particularly dangerous situation. If you are in this area, you need to go to your safe place. And I just hit the wrong button. Nice. Once again, you got to run to your safe place if you're in this warning. This is a dangerous storm right now that is producing a large and strong tornado. It's, again, been already a tornado emergency, and it is still picking up debris right now as it heads down to the east-southeast near Valley Head. What I was saying was that this is the first time in about 20 years that we've had a tornado emergency. Again, the dates... I'll post it on Twitter and just saying it. 1 second. All right, so this is basically what I'm saying. All right, just to kind of put it out into perspective here. The last time we had tornado emergencies 3 consecutive days, apparently, I don't know if this is verified, but May 6th to 9th of 2003, it just happened again. Now, I don't know about this because this is 4 consecutive days technically, but that's insane. I don't know if anybody... Can anybody verify that? That's just insane. By the way, the tornado that's still on the ground is going to be on the north side of Montville. It's going to be approaching Cowlin, Alabama, near the Mentone area, and Valley Head and Riverdale. I just verified it on Reddit. That's fantastic. 2003, we had 4 in a row. Okay. That is pretty insane. I just tweeted it on Twitter. So, you know, that's the information. I'm guessing it's real. That's insane, though, if that's true. I mean, that's 20 plus years since we've had that happen. Debris signature still pretty large. Again, still on the north side of Mondville, approaching Valley Head in eastern Alabama. And again, this is going right into Georgia. So for those in Georgia, in Harrisburg, Center Post, Martindale, Welcome Hill, Tryon, Pennville, or Neal Crossing, you need to continue to stay in your safe place that's away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. Also, the Scottsville storm is still trying to rotate, still trying to produce something. That storm's been going forever. Also, we still have a tornado warning in North Carolina. I think that's it. All right, so we just got this one. So again, we still got a PDS tornado. That is, again, a particularly dangerous situation. That's moving east-southeast. Towards Tryon, Georgia, currently near the Montville and Valley Head area. Just east of Interstate 59 now, in Alabama. Across right into Tryon and Somerville. So again, if you're in this tornado warning, you need to continue to seek shelter. Away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. Alright, according to Wikipedia, which we always know is very, very accurate, that is actually factual, I believe. 2011, we had... So in 2011 was the one year I was thinking. April 25th and April 27th, we had tornado emergencies in 2011. Not on April 26th. So, again, that is correct. That is history. Which is insane. That is just crazy. We had 4, by the way. We've had 4 in the last 3 or 4 days. If you count technically May 9th, which was now today. My professors don't let me use Wikipedia. Yeah, most professors don't. Alright, by the way, this storm right now that's producing a tornado, I don't see a debris signature anymore. It looks like we have some sort of recycling happening here, maybe. But the initial area where that tornado was looks like it's kind of fizzled. But it is still a PDS tornado warning, so again, if you're in this warning, continue to stay in your storm shelter, basement, closet, bathroom, away from windows, and on the lowest floor possible. you guys do see any reports on the storm, feel free to at me on Twitter, at MaxVelocityWX. I'll try to relay information. Now, granted, tornado emergencies and stuff like that, you know, that statistic that I just told you, it's kind of dumb. I mean, it's not really anything that crazy, in my opinion, like for a statistic. Because, you know, when you think about it, the fact of the matter is a tornado emergency is just a warning that can be issued for basically, I mean, anything. Obviously, it's issued for strong tornadoes, but, like, if you think about it, if you issue a severe thunderstorm warning for quarter-sized hail, you know, 15 times or whatever, and it only hails like 7 of the times, then it's just kind of like, you know, it's kind of almost a useless stat, if you know what I mean. So it's not really like an important stat, but it is an interesting stat, I'll say that. It's not really that crazy. It's crazy, but, like, you know what I mean. Is it possible to go 5 for 5? I highly doubt we're gonna have another tornado emergency tomorrow. There's just, if we do, we're never gonna order Culver's again, because it's a curse. Like, at that point, that's what that means. Because, I mean, like, there's no way. Tomorrow's environment should not be supported for that. Or technically today's now. Should not be supported for that. Well, technically speaking, you know, the tornado emergency that we had was actually technically today, which is now Thursday. So, technically that was today. Yeah, we had a tornado emergency in Michigan, Tennessee, Alabama. Where was the 4th one? I can't remember anymore. Was that Texas or something? I can't even remember. We're losing track. I mean, at this point, it's just too many. I should be able to remember, but I can't. I don't see a debris signature, by the way, on this anymore. But obviously, if you're in the warning, just stay in your safe place. Regardless, it could definitely recycle and drop another tornado. Oh, Oklahoma. Yeah. Okay. I don't know how I forgot about that one. Oklahoma. We were live for like 16 hours that day, so that's probably why. Oklahoma, Michigan, Tennessee, Alabama. It's a really weird 4 states that got tornado emergencies. That's really strange.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
We have a new tornado warning that's on the Scottsboro storm. This is going to be near the same area, once again, that just had the tornado emergency. It's basically the same track. If you are in this tornado warning, you need to seek shelter. Once again, you're not going to bed. You're going to your safe place. That's a storm shelter, basement, closet, or bathroom, away from windows, and on the lowest floor possible. It's going to be going towards Scottsboro, henagar, Savania, sure, Dutton, Pigsga, and as well as the section area, Hoge, Belafonte, Fairview. All those areas, you need to be in your safe place. Larkinsville, and as well as Pikeville, too. In northern and northeastern Alabama. This is a field day for pronunciations in this warning. Basically, we have a line of tornado warnings right now here in this area. I mean, we've got 2 hook echoes on these. I mean, we got a hook echo on the one near Scottsboro now. We got a hook echo still on the one that's near Valley Head. That's just unbelievable. These storms are not letting up anytime soon. They're still going. The National Weather Service office in Huntsville, Alabama, just released this statement. The tornado has caused significant damage in Henagar, Alabama. That was out of the tornado emergency that we just had. So, again, if you know anybody in that area, give them a call or text and make sure they're okay. That is a really unfortunate situation there. I'm not sure the extent of the damage. I'm just relaying information that I'm seeing. But unfortunately, that is not what you want to see. All right, that PDS warning is back down to radar indicated. This one will probably be downgraded as well, because that trail I don't think is on the ground anymore. Yeah, I think that rotation's a bit broader, but we'll keep a close eye on it anyways in case it does try to drop again. By the way, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. Keep posted with the latest with severe weather coverage. We are 3 subscribers from 224,000, so make sure to subscribe. We still do have a tornado warning in North Carolina as well. That one I don't think is really concerning anymore. Looks pretty weak. It's like mostly rain. Maybe a little bit of rotation. But we literally have a train of storms right now across Georgia and as well as back up here in northern Alabama. Just a train right now. It's like a never-ending train. So Max, better or worse than yesterday? I think today was worse. I don't think yesterday was worse. I forecasted that. I don't think today was. I think today was much worse. We had way more tornadoes, I think, today. I could be wrong, but I think the number of tornadoes that we've had today is higher. Let me check real quick. We can check the SPC reports. I mean, it doesn't really always verify everything, but we can check yesterday compared to today and see. Still a PDS tornado warning for Tryon, Georgia, by the way. So just FYI there. So today, yeah, today was almost undoubtedly worse. Look at all the storm reports today. This is crazy. We had 11 tornado reports, 281 hail reports. All the stuff is on that side of the screen. Wind gusts 11, hail 281. Look at this area. It's everywhere. It's a massive area. This is widespread. I mean, we're talking about widespread outbreak today. That's what happened. And then yesterday was, let's see, 43 tornado reports. Oh, okay. I didn't know there was that many. I think 43, though. I think a lot of those were the same tornadoes. So 112 hail reports. I mean, overall, there was over double the other reports. The tornado reports were like 4 times higher, but I honestly think a lot of those reports are just on the same tornado. So I think it's probably closer to the 11 that we have today. I think we had more tornadoes, though, than just 11 today. We definitely had at least a couple dozen. From what we've seen on radar, I think we've definitely had more than that. Also, the tornado warning in North Carolina has now been canceled. The tornado warning that is PDS has now been downgraded. It is no longer a PDS tornado. So that has been now downgraded for the time being. So good news on that side of things. CC drop on Scottsboro? I hope not. This one looks like it's about to drop. The one near Scottsboro looks like it's about to drop a tornado. This area has just gotten hit by, I think, 2 different tornadoes now. So this one might be dropping a tornado here near Scottsboro, Alabama. And I don't see a definitive CC drop on this yet. It looks like maybe a small one there near Scottsboro. CC means correlation coefficient. It's basically the radar that depicts debris being lifted up into the atmosphere. Why are people adding me on things about chemtrails? Can we stop, please? This is not the time. The tornado warning again in Georgia is downgraded. It's back down to radar indicated, no longer a PDS. This may be on the ground. If it is, it's a very small little CC drop here near Scottsboro. We might have something small on the ground here near Scottsboro. It's not really confirmed, but more than likely at least some sort of small tornado just dropped down there. CC's not really showing anything anymore, so we may have just had a brief tornado with that storm near Scottsboro. Still trying to develop. That's what we gotta move east-southeast. You look at Memphis, it's looking extremely mean. It says Tara with the $10 super chat. I don't think Memphis is really looking that bad right now. Just a big thunderstorm. I mean, there's not really much there. Just It's a big thunderstorm. Hopefully it stays that way, and hopefully we don't have to deal with another tornado over there or something like that. Also, thank you, Matthew, for becoming a Velocity member. Thank you, Whammy, for the $10 super chat. Okay. Thank you, Wages World, for becoming a moderate Velocity member. Thank you, Michelle, Crazed, and Emily for all becoming members. And Tinkle, sorry, I don't know if you're still here, but I really don't even know where that is. What was the Radar Omega update? They added a bunch of stuff. They have the Rapid Sweep add-on now, which is like $8 a month. They got warning updates on here now. It looks way better, way more clean. They have storm relative velocities, which are high res now. So there's a lot of great updates. If you want to download the app I'm using to be able to stay ahead of the weather, you can download it with the top link in the description below. The app is on both iOS and Android. We've been using this app throughout the entire live stream. It is called Radar Omega. On scanner, a big rig flipped over and in a ravine. Do you know where that was? We still have flash flood emergencies ongoing here in Tennessee and north of Nashville. Apparently 2 to 4 inches of rain is expected in 1 minute. I don't know how in the world that even happens. It's a weird bug. That's, again, not actually accurate. But this is a flash flood emergency. There's some serious flowing water here. And unfortunately, that is expected to continue here over the next several hours as the train of rain just continues. The rain's never ending here. Unfortunately, that flooding threat is just going to keep on growing. So, yeah, it's not looking pretty right now if you're in northern Tennessee when it comes to the flooding threat. But, wow. Talk about some serious flooding. It is a serious flooding threat that's been ongoing here in northern Tennessee. All right, we're back down to 2 tornado warnings. That's the lowest it's been in, like, I think, I don't know, 6 hours or something. Still got some rotation near Tryon, Georgia. Still got some near the Scottsboro area as well. So still watching 2 different tornado warnings here in Alabama and Georgia. By the way, we have another big update coming to the live stream that I've not talked about yet, but I do want to mention this. And this is big, this is related to actual weather here, not just the studio upgrades that we're doing. We are going to have an automated warning system that's going to be coming out probably in about a week or 2 for live streams. It'll be able to display warnings on the screen, it'll pop up immediately, and it'll actually probably be quicker than what you'll see like when these warnings get issued. It might even be a little bit sooner. So a big upgrade coming to our overall warning system. We have warnings at the bottom of your screen, but it's going to be better than that. So you just imagine, again, some big upgrades coming. It's going to be pretty expensive, but it is a big upgrade. We're going to have somebody fully code a system that will be able to do that. And yeah, it's going to be a big upgrade from what we have right now. So excited for that. And again, we're dumping a lot of money right now into investing into the live stream quality and all that. And that's another big investment that we have coming. So I am excited for that as well. How's the new desk working? It's working well. It's actually, it's perfect. I actually kind of was nervous a little bit about it initially, but it's perfect. And again, we're doing that full computer building stream and all that stuff on Friday for members only. So if you are a member, you can watch that. We'll be building the computer. We'll be putting up the monitors. We're going to, again, do the entire setup. You'll be able to see everything, the entire studio then. So if you're a member, you can watch that. I'll probably post some photos on Twitter too and Facebook. So follow us on there at MaxVelocityWX. I might post it to the YouTube community tab as well. I'm not posting the live stream, but I will be posting probably at least a couple of photos. So if you're not a member, I'll post photos of the studio. It's not going to just, you know, the only reason why it's giving an exclusive live stream for members is just because, again, it's not weather related. So I will be live again tomorrow. Yeah, we're doing severe weather coverage again tomorrow. And tonight, I think we're still going to be live here for quite a while. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. Right now, we still got 2 tornado warnings, but We'll kind of see how it plays out after this. Right now, we're down to the lowest warning count we've had in, I think, about 12 hours now. You know, the warning count is actually quite low, which is good news. All the storms in Texas have kind of died out, which was kind of expected. The ones in Arkansas so far have underperformed, which is good. And the ones even near Memphis have underperformed. But, again, we're still far away from done. I mean, this threat goes all the way until 4 a.m., so we very well may be live for a little bit longer than, you know, that time frame, but we'll see what happens. But if you are new to the channel, again, make sure to subscribe, and we'll be keeping you posted with the latest. Can you check on the Discreet cell near McCroy, Arkansas? I'm guessing you're talking about the one near here? It's just wind and hail. There's nothing else to it. There's no rotation. Just a lot of wind, hail, and lightning. And the other one near Winnie is also just strong. Otherwise, there's nothing happening really in Arkansas. I'm guessing that's what you're talking about, but I don't know. Appreciate the $5 super chat. Also, thank you, Cake, for the $5 super chat. Was Twister one of my favorite movies growing up? Actually, no, it was not. Twister was not a movie that I actually enjoyed watching. Funny enough, with how addicted I am to weather, I don't know why, but I'm not really into Twister. Never was. But maybe the new Twister movie will grab me, you know, grab my attention, who knows. Rotation's still relatively broad on both these storms, but we'll continue to watch them closely in case they do anything here in Alabama and Georgia. Yeah, Twister 2's coming out. It'll be interesting. And there is no longer a tornado emergency. Is the title updated? Doesn't say tornado emergency, right? Hopefully it doesn't. By the way, thank you, Connor, earlier for the $50 donation through the donation link via PayPal. I do appreciate your generosity. Sorry, I just missed that. I do appreciate your generosity. Thank you. You're still here. Put some hearts in the chat for Connor. Do appreciate your generosity. Hopefully some of this can help these people. Glad I wasn't chasing today. Yeah. Today was just, again, I mean, a lot of people, hopefully, you know, that are new to chasing, hopefully weren't chasing today, because today was not a day to chase. I know some people are planning on chasing, and they just end up not chasing at all. So, yeah, I would have not chased in today's environment whatsoever. Today's environment was just sketch to begin with. All right. Again, this tornado warning still goes for 24 more minutes. We got the other one for 24 more minutes as well. Again, we still currently have 2 tornado warnings. We do have 11 severe thunderstorm warnings, so that threat is going to continue here for a little while with hail, wind, and then again, we still have this low tornado risk right now across northeast parts of Alabama, and as well as back over into northwest Georgia. Still have a threat possibly developing near Arkansas and maybe Tennessee. That would primarily be there, like near Memphis, for example. So we're still monitoring that threat pretty closely. You want to quickly dive into tomorrow's future radar since we don't have anything too crazy happening right now. So tonight, storms will continue. Tomorrow morning, we'll have a line of storms going right through Georgia and Alabama, with damaging winds being the main concern. And then once we get closer to around a little after lunchtime, that damaging wind threat will continue to push southbound. And then by the afternoon, we'll have more storms developing and evening across parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, and as well as back through Alabama, where another damaging wind threat will develop. And by Friday morning, that line will move into parts of the Florida area. And then tomorrow afternoon, we'll have more storms developing across Texas. Main concern is going to be huge hail. So once again, tomorrow looks pretty active. We'll probably have some big hailstorms across parts of Texas. And yeah, I'm not sure when we're going live tomorrow. I really don't know. This is the southeast for tomorrow morning. We might get a low tornado risk tomorrow morning, so we'll see. We might go live early for that. If not, we'll probably go live for, like, I don't know, the nighttime threat. So I'm not sure what we're exactly doing yet, but we'll see. Thank you, Elliot, for the $5 super chat. Thank you to Grayson for the $10 super chat. What's the most powerful destructive tornado you've tracked live? Probably the Barnsdall one. I mean, I don't know if I've really had anything crazier than that one. I mean, there's been a few, but Barnsdall is probably the worst one we've tracked live. Here's the latest from the Storm Prediction Center. The severe and isolated tornado threat will continue across central and western Tennessee, and also back into eastern and northeastern parts of Arkansas. So that's the latest from the Storm Prediction Center. Also, thank you to Jacob for the $15 Venmo. I do appreciate your generosity as well. That's the latest from the Storm Prediction Center. Tornado warning has been condensed. It no longer includes Tryon, but there is still rotation here. Rotation that's going towards the henagar area where we just had that tornado emergency. That does not look nearly as bad as before, so let's hope it stays that way, as that does continue to move east-southeast. Still got a lot of lightning in Decatur and as well as Chattanooga on the right side of your screen. They have been flashing with lightning for like the last, ever since we put them up on there like 3.5 hours ago. It's been literally insane. Do I need to be concerned in Scottsboro? The threat's past you. I would say for now, no. Granted, you could still get another isolated discrete cell behind this that develops and produces a tornado threat, but hopefully that doesn't happen. We don't need more of those. Thank you, Andrew, for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you. Been watching daily for the past 2 weeks. We've basically been live every day. Crazy tornado outbreaks. What's the difference between a shelf and a wall cloud? Shelf cloud is usually coming from an outflow boundary or just, you know, most of the time a damaging wind threat. Wall cloud is like a rotating base that we have. So we have like a base and then like a little lowering. That would be a wall cloud. And usually they're spinning and rotating and producing the threat for a tornado. A lot of the time shelf clouds are just shelf clouds that are producing a damaging wind threat like that. So that's usually the difference. A lot of the time we don't get shelf cloud, like tornadoes with shelf clouds. It's not super common, but wall clouds are a little bit different for sure. Did I watch the Nelk video with Reed? I don't even know who Nelk is. I heard something about that, but I don't know who he is. Or who they are. Apparently it's they, not just me. Or it's not just one person. No more discrete cells tonight would be nice. I 100% agree. I'm kind of done with the severe weather. Just at this point, I'm done with it. I think everybody's done with it. Thank you, Mason, for the $5 Venmo. Appreciate that. Happy May. That's what his message is. Appreciate that. This is officially May, and we have non-stop tornado warnings. Slurping that drink is very rude. I might have to steer away from the circle during the stream. I might have to actually go back to a normal water bottle. I don't know if there's a way to control the sound. It is annoying, I know that, but like I don't know if there's a way to control it. I'm surprised you can actually hear it from. I try to go further back. It's just flavored water. I mean, it's not alcohol. I'm not drinking while we're doing severe weather coverage, guys. A lot of rotation on this one. This will probably get a new warning. Enough rotation, I think, for a new warning in Georgia. Fun fact, that area in Alabama with the tornado emergency had an EF5 from the 2011 outbreak. Wow, that is actually crazy. Appreciate the $5 super chat. That is another history point. And if you didn't already hear, I put this history point on here a little earlier for those that have been here for a while. Let me pull it back up. But this is actually factual according to Wikipedia. The last time we had tornado emergencies on 3 consecutive days was May 6th to 9th in 2003. And also, this time, it was May 6th and 9th of 2024. So we haven't had this happen in 21 years. And we had a tornado emergency in Barnsdall 3 days ago. We had one in Michigan. We had one yesterday. We had one in Tennessee. Technically yesterday, but today. And then also we now have had a tornado emergency on May 9th, which is technically when this happened in Alabama, which was around 12:15 a.m. So technically 4 days in a row. So really crazy statistic here, which is just mind-boggling. You know, a lot of people thought it was 2011, but 2011 we had April 25th and April 27th with tornado emergencies, not April 26th. So 4 straight days of having at least one tornado emergency. That is extremely rare, just for reference. This never happens. And some people are saying, well, it's debatable that some of these tornado emergencies could happen, yada, yada, yada. I think all of them are justified, honestly. I don't know about the Alabama one. I was kind of a bit more surprised by that one, but the other 3 definitely, I think, were on point for that. But again, regardless of the warning type, it's kind of a useless stat. It's not really important, but you know, it's still interesting. Interesting nonetheless. By the way, thank you, John Cole, for the $100 super chat. Put some hearts in the chat for John. I do really appreciate your generosity. And thank you for being very generous. I do appreciate it. Put some hearts in the chat for John. That's very generous of you. I almost lost my voice in this stream today too. It's still hanging in there. Kind of surprised. I thought I would lose it. But we're still trucking along. Also, put some hearts in the chat for our mods. They have been here literally all these streams that we've had. It's been kind of insane. I do appreciate them being here. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning now near Memphis. That is producing damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. Very high winds right now in eastern Arkansas, heading towards the river near Memphis, Tennessee. And this is a live view on Radar Omega Cyclone Port, which again, you can watch these with the Radar Omega app on iOS and Android with the top link in the description below. Got some lightning out here on the right. Can't really see it, but that storm's gonna be approaching. Got a plane right here also flying. Just barely see it moving. I think that's a plane. Or a UFO, one of the two. It's gonna be going towards the Early and Parkin area, though, with the damaging wind threat upwards of 70 miles per hour. Near Wynn. Still got more severe thunderstorm warnings up to the north. The majority of these are just wind threats. I do not see a whole lot of a tornado risk with these. We still have our flash flood emergencies in northern Tennessee, and then we still have our 2 tornado warnings back over here in Alabama and Georgia. So, interesting stuff. I don't know where Gaston County is, Mad, but honestly, the weather in North Carolina should just mostly be wind threats. I don't think we're going to have much of a tornado risk, honestly. It should be a relatively low threat. I'm surprised you still have a voice. It seems like my voice keeps getting stronger the longer we go. It's weird. It is a weird little thing. Just keeps on going. This Conway storm in Arkansas, by the way, doesn't look that bad. It's just wind. It could produce a tornado risk down the road, but I think it's still ways away from that. It's a live cam that's looking in that area on Radar Omega in Perry County. Near Little Rock. There's some lightning on the right side of your screen. Just not much. It's 1 a.m. Holy cow. Craziness. Can't believe Henagar is getting hit again. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't look like it's going to produce Hopefully it doesn't. And then the one over in Georgia, that might get warned again. We'll see. But I also don't think that one is going to produce either. I hope it doesn't. We do have a new SPC update for tomorrow in about 55 minutes, which will be interesting. Granted, I don't know if we're going to have really any big update for tomorrow, but tomorrow's another big risk. Just going to put it in perspective here real quick, since we don't have anything crazy happening right now. This is tomorrow's risk for severe weather, which tomorrow will be live. I don't know when, but who knows. We do have a large enhanced risk that goes from Texas back into Georgia and Alabama. So a lot of this will be tomorrow morning. We might go live early tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. I really don't know. I don't know when we're getting up tomorrow. I couldn't tell you. And then we'll have a slight risk all the way back through the East Coast. So it looks like a large day tomorrow. The main concern is going to be the threat for damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes. We do have a large hail threat that is across Texas. We could see some significant hailstorms there. The wind concern is really anywhere from Georgia and South Carolina back into Texas. And then the tornado risk should remain low tomorrow, but it's not zero. So tomorrow is definitely a day to be weather aware, especially in the southeast. But there will be a tornado risk there. The timing for this tornado risk, I'm trying to figure that out right now. So give me 1 second on that. That tornado risk will probably be during the morning. So we might go live tomorrow morning. I'm trying to figure that out. I don't know. If we do go live tomorrow morning, it'll probably be around 9, 10, or 11 a.m. sometime around then. So we'll be watching that closely. And then, yeah. Right now we're looking at kind of two different threats right now. So this is tomorrow morning. We'll be watching for a few discrete cells to produce an isolated tornado risk sometime in the morning. Probably around 9, 10, 11. But really, I don't know if this is going to be enough of a concern for me to go live. It's going to be kind of hit or miss, I think. The afternoon looks a little bit worse, in my opinion. Looks a little bit worse. Probably during the early afternoon. And then once we go into the evening, or late afternoon and evening, more storms are going to fire up here in North Texas. So live stream will probably start sometime around, my guess is probably sometime around like, if we don't go live for the morning threat, we'll probably be live sometime around like 2 or 3 or something like that. So if you're new to the channel, again, make sure you're subscribed. We'll be live tomorrow as well. Emergency management is now reporting homes destroyed in Henagar, Alabama, by the way, which Henagar is getting hit by another storm, which is really bad timing. But unfortunately, we do have that being reported there. In Henagar, which that was where the tornado emergency happened. But yeah, prayers to anybody in that area. It's really just unfortunate. That was, again, that was the tornado emergency that happened about a little over an hour ago. So you guys were watching earlier stream. Best intercept of the day was a turtle. Hey, by the way, Matthew, for the $15 donation, I do appreciate it. Okay. We have a tornado probably about to drop right south of Henagar, if it has not already. I think that is on the ground, actually. Another tornado on the ground. This is the same area that just got hit by the tornado.
This is an urgent alert. A tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
This is the same area that just got hit by a tornado near Henagar. It's the same exact area. If you are in this area, and you got to get to your safe place, it's a storm shelter, basement, closet, or bathroom. The latest scan it does show it a bit smaller, so hopefully this is just like a brief touchdown or something, but yeah, that's unfortunate. At least some sort of brief touchdown of a tornado here near Henagar. Literally just got hit by a tornado too. That is just horrible. It was something small, hopefully, and hopefully nothing big. I mean, by the looks of it, the CC drop was just brief. It does not look as big as the first one. I mean, that would be where it is if it's still on the ground, which that's where it is. So that's the CC drop. We still got a trail on the ground right there. It's going to be near Buck Roads Crossing. They have made the trail warning just radar indicated, so we'll take off the confirm for a second, but they have issued a new trail warning out in front of the storm.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
So if this is on the ground, it would be in that circle I just drew there. Also, the tornado warning in Georgia has now officially ended. This is, again, if there's a trail on the ground, it's going to be right here near Fairview, going towards Stamp. So if you're in this tornado warning, again, seek shelter away from windows, lowest floor possible, and in an interior room of your home or building. That is a most likely a tornado that is now going into Stamp, if it is still on the ground. Waiting for the CC and velocities to update. That's still a tornado. I'm gonna put it back on the this is definitely on the on the ground. So this is still in progress here. Moving southeast towards
This is an
Montville.
urgent alert. A tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
So once again, this is the same exact area that just got hit by a tornado near Stamp. So if you're in this tornado warning, again, you need to seek shelter. Moving east-southeast. This is not a new tornado, by the way. Just I had to transition to this. This is still the same tornado. Debris signature there, just southeast of Elliott Crossroads near Stamp, moving towards Montville and Valley Head near Riverdale. Unfortunately, it is going to be the same area here in northeast Alabama that was just hit by a tornado. Yeah, I mean, it's literally, I think, the same exact area. I mean, I could be wrong. This is like the same exact track. Let me quickly go back here. Back 30 frames. I didn't go far back enough. 50 frames. This is like, I think, the same exact area. This was the previous tornado. I think they went that way. Nope. Went the other way. Wow. I mean, this is like this tornado that's on the ground right now. It's basically in the same area. Might be like a half a mile south of that one. That's just unbelievable. It's like the same exact area. And once again, for the reference, I mean, that first tornado was the tornado emergency that we had. And so this one does not look significant right now, but it is at least a small tornado. That's going to be near Stamp. It's a relatively weak debris signature, so it's not significant, but it's just enough for it to be at least somewhat damaging as it moves towards Stamp, Montville, Valley Head, and Lake Howard in eastern Alabama. Latest scan does show it. The rotation kind of broadened out, so I think it may have just been, again, a brief tornado. So probably not on the ground anymore, but we'll see what the CC signature looks like. Second. If it is still on the ground, it'd be over Stamp, Alabama, and eventually moving towards, again, Montville and Valley Head. I'll have another radar scan in just a second. By the way, thank you to Carrie for the $25 super chat. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate the generosity. Thank you, Cheesy, for the $15 super chat. Appreciate your generosity. Thank you. Have a good night, Shelly. Appreciate you tuning in, and thank you for the help. You're totally fine. Appreciate it. Smarts in the chat for Shelly. I do appreciate help moderating the stream. Here's the latest scan. Again, if there's still something on the ground, it'd be near Stamp. Which, there's nothing there. So that was a brief little tornado, probably. Luckily, it wasn't the you know, anything like what we saw earlier with the other huge tornado that went Tory or tornado emergency. So that's good news. All right. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Did I eat? I did eat. I ate when I ate when I had that break earlier, which was kind of an unfortunate time because like 45 minutes later, tornado warnings were raining out of the sky across the Ohio Valley. Okay, did not mean to do that. Looks like this rotation is again broadening, but if you're in that warning, just continue to stay in your safe place just in case. Again, it's not super crazy, but could still do something. I have cheese curds. I did not. I just had mac and cheese. I literally just made something. I was playing Beat Saber too. I was trying to like move my legs around because they're literally dying. So I was trying to do some exercise and such, and just kind of get my legs moving and all that. That's what I did during the break. All right, well, aside from that, again, we're going to be live tomorrow, so make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, subscribe. If you enjoyed the stream, make sure to like the stream. Once again, this is the plan for the next few days. We're going to be live tomorrow, probably. I don't know when we're going live. Might be in the morning, might be in the afternoon. So if you're new to the channel, again, hit the red button down below and subscribe. In addition to that, if you are a member, we are going to have a members-only stream on Friday. That's gonna be the building computer stream, and monitors are gonna be getting put up and all that. It's gonna be probably 2 to 3 hours is my guess. It's gonna be a longer stream, so if you want to watch that stream, ask me questions, all that sort of stuff, I'll be doing all that on that stream. It's gonna be very interactive because, you know, it's boring just putting up it's be building a computer. So tune into that. If you're a member, again, memberships on this channel are only $3. If you want to do that, the link's in the description. It's also the join button. Also, today's live stream was brought to you by Radar Omega. If you need a weather app, make sure to download Radar Omega with the top link in the description below. It comes with a ton of features, including the live radar feed, satellite imagery, and computer models are in their subscription-based model. The new Rapid Sweep is also an add-on that you can get on their app. And they also have live cams that come with the app and storm chasers that you can watch inside the app. So if you need a weather app to track storms, top link in the description below. They also have this handy-dandy tracking tool as well. So a lot of great features. It is really the best weather app on the market. So if you need one, check the top link in the description below. It's only $8.99, but it is definitely worth that price. It has a ton of features. There's a storm that's near Memphis look concerning. Let me check it out real quick. Looks like mostly a 70 mile. It doesn't look like a tornado threat, but we're definitely getting winds up to 70 miles per hour. So hey, there's another plane in the sky. But yeah, main concern there's just damaging winds up to 70. But other than that, I do appreciate everybody tuning in. That's going to end the stream today. I will be back tomorrow, so subscribe, click the bell icon down below so you're notified when we do go live. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe and like the stream. And if you, again, want to check out the members only stream, you can join the channel. It's only $3. That's the cheapest one, and then goes up from there. Again, it's the join button, and it's the link in the description. Also, don't forget, we do have Drunknado merch still in our store. Again, the link's in the description to that. If you want to check it out, again, the merch store is also down below. All right. Appreciate you guys all tuning in. Have a great, safe rest of your night. I'll be live longer, but I want to go live tomorrow, and I don't know when that's going to... I don't know when we're going live. It might be early, so... We'll be live tomorrow at some point. Have a good race. Have a good race. Have a good, safe rest of your night. Have multiple ways to receive alerts, and we'll see you guys all again in the next stream. Have a good night. We'll see you guys all again soon.